Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Spartan Showdown. My name is Woody Paul, your play-by-play caster this evening, and I would like to welcome my co-caster and game analyst, Vanadam. How are we feeling today, Vanadam?
I'm feeling good, man. I'm pretty hyped for this. It's my first time here with KTN, and I know that Spartan Showdown is a returning feature as well, so I'm super excited to see what we've got to offer, who signed up, and where better to start than tonight, where we're here for an epic showdown featuring some of the most skilled players from the KTN community. Competition today is going to be fierce. We were talking off stream about some of the players that we've seen in there, and our competitors are going to need their very best if they want to come up and be crowned victor of this month's Spartan Showdown. And speaking of winning, tonight's winning team will be walking away with a sweet prize. We've got some Gunner gaming glasses, premium gaming eyewear built to cut eye strain and to keep your vision sharp during those long gaming sessions. Huge thank you to our merch sponsor, Gunner Optics. You can see, I think you just pointed to them there. For taking care of our champions tonight. Now, whether you're here to support your favourite players, learn new strategies from yours truly, or just to enjoy the show tonight, this is the place to be. And before we dive into the action, Woody Paul, how can our community members get involved in KTN's future tournaments?
Absolutely. For those of you interested in participating in future tournaments or leagues, be sure to head over to our website, ktn.gg, where you can find all of our socials, event scoreboard, and upcoming tournaments. KTN is a community-driven tournament organization, and we want to see players like you join us in our upcoming events. We currently host tournaments from a wide range of games, so head over to our website, check out our games we support, and make sure to vote in our Discord, because you choose and you decide what our next tournament is going to be. Now let's discuss this event itself, the Spartan Showdown coming up. The first map in tonight's rotation is Streets, where teams will compete in a team deathmatch style mode called Slayer, aiming to score the most points through eliminations. Next, we head to Recharge, where teams will battle in a Strongholds mode, where they must capture and hold 3 objectives. Points are awarded for controlling 2 or more objectives at the same time. If the previous match is in a 1-1 tie, we'll move on to our tiebreaker, Aquarius. In this map, teams will fight to capture the enemy's flag. The first team to secure 3 captures will be declared the winner and advance to the next round. Our teams tonight will put their skills to the test in a single elimination league, and there are no second chances, no safety nets, 2 losses, and your night is over. Man, that's a lot of information, and we've got more information for you. Vanadam, can you break down the maps for us?
Indeed I can. This is the reason I'm here. So Streets is your super fast-paced map. It's one of the fastest paced maps in the game in Halo Infinite and has been since its release. So we're going to see players with lots of flanks, lots of fast action, and although the rockets have been gone for a while, the active camo is going to make that map and mode combination particularly interesting. Recharge is similar to that, but it's a little more open, a bit more vertical, more height comes into play here. We got the shock rifle, so we get to see a little bit of the sniping ability of some of the players. And playing Strongholds as well, as you were talking about capturing those 3 zones, the way that players manage that objective is going to be core to whether they win or not. If the first 2 games get tied out, as you were talking about, then we'll head to Aquarius, which is a small map and quite fast, but you have to play it quite strategically as well. So looking at how the teams manage spawns, looking at where they decide to run the flag, is going to be super important in dictating whether they make it to that next round or not. But before we get any further, could you tell us how tonight is going to be scored?
It would be my pleasure. Also, just from a bias standpoint, I love these maps so much. It's going to be a lot of fun. But as far as scoring is concerned, in this Spartan Showdown, it's based on the game mode Slayer, Strongholds, Capture the Flag. 3 maps stand between each team and survival in tonight's bracket. You win 2 maps, and you live to fight in another round. You lose 2 maps, and it's back to the lobby. Vanadam, are there any returning players that you're looking forward to watching compete tonight, or are there any newcomers that you're rooting for, and why?
Well, when it comes down to it, we were talking off-stream about previous competitions that you guys have hosted, and you're telling me that there's quite a few players that have come back, and they're here as well. Yoshikori comes to mind as some of the people, one of the people we've been talking about, but also there are a few others that I'm sure will come up during the evening as well. One of the really cool things about this evening is I said I'm new here, but we were saying that a lot of the teams that have joined are also new here as well. So getting some new blood in, getting all this restarted and getting it flowing is the best way, I think, to get Spartan Showdown back on KTN's network, back into the eyes of the viewers, because I'm massively biased towards Halo. Favorite game, pretty much exclusively shoutcast Halo, so I am super excited to see these new guys come in and to see what they've got. What about yourself?
It is fun. It's fun to have you here. I know that you cast Halo. Welcome to the KTN team. It's fun because I happen to be a part of the last Spartan Showdown, and I do see some familiar faces. Specifically, the first two teams that we are going to spectate today are two teams that made it pretty deep into the bracket last season or last tournament. So we have Maw, Cornbread, War Dog. You've got at least a 3-stack out of the 4 from last time. And then you've also got on the HappyFaceKillers, you got HFK, Yoshi, and his team. They are confirmed slayers. They made it pretty deep, so I'm excited to see them just start the night off with some good gameplay. And no, I'm looking forward to it. I see some familiar faces. I know a lot of these guys are Halo players, but I've yet to actually watch or spectate a lot of these teams. So we're in for a night of fun, and I'm looking forward to it in totality.
Yeah, like I said, it's always great. And one of the things that I really enjoy when I get into like a new kind of environment with new players and new people is I like to kind of work out what rank we're playing at as the game goes on. And I will try to kind of talk about that for the viewers. My job here on the cast is to go through the strategies and talk about what the teams are doing, so you guys at home can understand the flow of the game and what's going on. And Buddy Paul's here to make it sound great, because I'm not too good at drawing the lines, but I'd like to think I'm pretty good at coloring in between them. So hopefully we can get some of the good action on here. We can get it on the observer for you guys. We can see exactly what the players are doing. We can talk about roughly what rank that they're playing at. But it's going to be interesting to see how these teams deal with the different maps and modes, because Slayer is great. If you can shoot gun, you know, one of the really funny things that I usually say to people when I coach them and stuff is like, stop thinking shoot gun. Yeah, shoot gun, don't die. Easy, right? But when it gets to strongholds and when it gets to other places, it's much harder, especially when you get into CTF.
Yeah, no, and I'm so glad you said that, because we said it in one of our production runs, right? It's I'm outlining what's going on and you're coloring it in for me. I think it's going to be a really fun back and forth. But the great thing about these tournaments is you get to have this live experience with all of maybe these people that aren't necessarily streaming all their gameplay. And so we have the unique opportunity to create a new competitor showcase that we want to go throw over to production just here in a second.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Valorant Strike.
To the Dragon Blade Arena League.
Welcome to the Spartan Showdown. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Marvel Rivals Champions Gauntlet.
Here comes the Jeff. Huge! With the
6 people with the
Just
Jeff
jump
ult.
off.
Let's see if he can hold it down. He's coming in. He's trying to push, but they've got...
Oh, Magneto! Coming in with the... Here comes the Supernova from
Just bringing
Defeat.
it in and dropping it back. There goes the quad.
The Emma of the Invincible Woman, they saved it.
The Mixer, if they want to pop in they go. The Palpatine is there. They want to push straight through. Sova is in the smoke, and Mixer gets the first. Just full sending it. No fear at all. Miz goes down as well. They're going to send it straight into spawn. This is the most ridiculous ultimate in the game. Hit or backup, depending on how it goes. Goulet, though, burning the wingman, trying to swing out, get a pick, an instant headshot.
Oh my gosh! With the molly too!
As Fornication gets tapped down. The 3 from Mixer, the slider. Oh, Mixer!
Huge grab with the anti over the top, though. Forehead just drops down off the back of it. Look at his positioning, though.
Oh,
It's a crazy positioning.
So the Hottie's back at full strength. Bard gonna try to ult, get some damage off, and follows it up. Pulls it on the point. A nice dragon comes across. Oh, picks up 3 eliminations.
Oh, the shadow through the point. Are you kidding?
Hold the map. There's only one way in from that angle, so to get... Oh my god!
I'm gonna burn that. We're gonna go that res early. Oh,
Oh, shit, shadow. Oh my gosh, Benji.
Benji popping off. Don't challenge him. Don't challenge him. Leave him alone.
Come with me now.
Well, if that didn't give you chills, I don't know what will. What an absolute compilation of wild and crazy experiences that we've had through all of our tournaments, whether that's Overwatch or Halo or Valorant, games that I do play, but I would realistically never consider myself talented by any means. But the great thing about that is you can join a KTN tournament and you can have some fun with your friends. And you can clip farm or a farm yourself with any of these compilation videos. What do you think about that, Van Dam?
I think it's awesome. I think that video is a straight up representation of what KTN's going for. I've been really, I can't think of the word. I've been really pushed into this and thinking how it's all about getting the clips, getting the viewers involved, getting them on stream. And I think that entire video was a massive push to prove exactly that KTN means what it stands for. There was so many awesome clips in there. You could feel the hype, and I'm sure the players that were in there really enjoyed it. But I believe it's time for our first game.
It's time to get the two veteran teams up against each other. We're watching along with Cornbread TTV, and I'm so excited about this because we know that these guys are absolute gunnies. Kind of get a lay of the land, figure out what the map is going to be like. We already got a beat down early on. We got multiple kills going off. Plaza stairs, double kill off the rip. It looks like Cornbread is going to just take control. Actually, that's not Cornbread. Now we're over on red team. That was Nikolai. Not bad.
Yeah, that was a super heavy push over to that side of the map. Camo coming up as well. This two-man push that's come from the red team for that camo. Great use of resources for them while Grim was down. But now both teams are across the map, or they're slightly spread out even. So you really want to watch this. The early lead to red with the camo as well, hopping on here with HFK, who's got it. He's really got the eyes for the team now. He wants to be that UAV, he wants to be getting the pings in, not getting caught, and remembering not to sprint or throw any nades so it reveals him.
Well, kind of like we said earlier, HFK and Nikolai just off rip getting 3 kills immediately. That was a wonderful grenade. Oh my gosh, and Maul trying to get caught on a ledge, dying for it. But it looks like, I mean, HFK and his whole team have 3 kills, 2 kills, of course, the 3-3-1 over on the other side. And that's an unfortunate grenade position, trying to get out of that middle. And so, yeah, some of this map architecture is so tough to get away from.
Yeah, and Streets is one of those really fast maps, right? Like the scoreline's not really changing here. He says as it goes from a 3 to a 2-point deficit, but with 3 players down for the red team here with the double kill nades, making that a split spawn now with the triple.
With the triple kill. He just pushed him into a wall and said, "Sit down, sir. I'm gonna need to clip farm real quick."
But that red team, now over on the cafe side, they're all pushing together. That was a perfect opportunity for the blue team to go and collapse on those respawns. And they've kind of played this a little bit slow here as the score is now all evened out 11-11.
Yeah. Well, we're on board with Bounty. I don't know if I'm going to call him T-Cod or not, but it looks like the DMR is just doing such heavy damage. What a wonderful... Ooh, he's about to peek behind that wall, trying to take damage, trying to give as much as he's taking. It's really tough because that DMR really hits like a truck. It looks like blue team was trying to close that gap, trying to get up onto his and he ends up shot caller again. Wonderful shot placement. I'll be curious on what the stat line looks like there, but that DMR just hits like a truck, and it's really hard to just create space whenever you're getting absolutely railed like that.
Interesting choice.
Oh man, what a double kill.
But yeah, the double kill coming through there with the camo again. The objective control from the red team so far has been real strong. They've had both camos, right? 45 seconds of invisibility there, as long as you don't do anything active. Very hard to see. You got to have the better gaming chair to be able to see, or the better gaming glasses, hey, to be able to see the people that've got the camo. And some nice cross-map shots coming here. So Cornbread definitely not letting this one go down here. 10-4 right now. And it's only a 1-point lead. So if this objective control with the camo goes over to the blue team, I think we might see them close this line and even get slightly ahead. So red team gonna have to be careful.
Red team's been doing really interesting. So they picked up both of the invises, both times. HFK has basically played the recon character, but he's also top frag on their team. There was a little bit of contention down there with Maul, but I mean, if we're going tit for tat, I mean, HFK is not only playing recon, but he's also playing pretty aggressively for someone that's pulled up invis for both times. Whereas Cornbread just actively with 12 kills off rip, and they are trying to control that side of the street. It looks like one of them may be wrapping around, but they're trying to just play this poke game back and forth. I think they realize how tight of a game this is, 19 versus 20, and they're trying to play a little slower and a little bit more strategic.
Yeah, it really does seem that way. Hold out here, slowing the game down. Still at a 1-point deficit here. Both teams still trying to kind of figure out exactly what the other team wants here. Almost getting caught out. If there was anyone watching from the B side of the map there, HFK would have got absolutely beamed, so that was kind of brave going through like that. But Bounty has taken a little bit of damage, so I'd like to see some aggression from these teams once the chip damage comes through. Once you get the damage onto the enemy, you want to communicate that to your teammates so they can push forward and capitalize on it, and you can press that advantage. Halo is definitely a game of momentum. If you take damage on your shields, this isn't Call of Duty. It's not likely that you'll just probably die. But in Halo, it's more like chess, where you have to think about what's happening now and how it's going to affect what happens in 5 seconds. And Bounty finds that out the hard way. Takes the chip damage, they push in, and Comrades going in for the collapse with 2 down.
Yeah, this is exactly what you were talking about as it was happening in front of our eyes. I mean, they were both playing a really slow game, trying to wait for that one pick, trying to wait for that chip. And then as soon as someone went down, they ended up collapsing down on the plaza, on that site, and getting multiple kills. And then we go from 19-20 to 23-22. So we're getting kills on both sides of the screen. And again, I think it's, oh, we got HFK again with the invis. He's going to be sneaky boy trying to get up these stairs and trying to get an early kill off of this. Maybe not. Ooh, and he ends up making the placement. He's going to get a double kill maybe, and he does. He's trying to control this so heavily. He's going to get high ground again with invis still. Oh, and it looks like nobody's there for him. So he's going to continue to play recon, and we'll see what happens now.
Yeah, he was going a little bit gung-ho there. Someone who was on the stairs probably should have been called out. He took the shots from the side, you could see that, and his teammates were with him. So it's kind of surprising that they missed that player out there. Maybe they were all pushed forward. Hard to see from the POV that we had. And Bounty almost gets the blue screen of death from that cross-map plasma, but HFK takes out Comrade. But I just want to draw attention here to the score. Comrade is 13-8 right now, doing everything he can in the lobby to try to keep his team at least keeping up with HFK and Yoshi. So they have to be really careful, because this 3-point deficit has been 1 to 2 points for the entire game. And it's going to stay that way unless they start going for trades.
It's really tough too, because it seems like the blue team, it seems like Flight Crew is really doing a good job of hugging on people's hips. I mean, they're swinging together as a team, and they're kind of taking control of these environments. But the thing about putting down so much damage, I mean, most of HappyFaceKillers are putting down enough damage to really chip away collectively. And then just with that, they're able to get that one kill. They're able to collapse on the space, and they're able to take out kind of a full team reset, if you will. So it looks like Maw is finally got a multiple round burst. He said no more for the DMR, waiting for them over in the corner in red room. Try to push him into the wall, try and get some leverage. It looks like he's playing Pop Goes the Weasel. Can't get any eyes on anybody, but he's going to control that corner. And then we're back on with HFK, trying to do a wraparound, trying to figure out where the momentum's going to go. And it's tough because these guys are playing really slow, very methodic. And while that is strategic, we want to see a little bit more boom boom.
Yeah.
Just like that.
Just like that. And the game has become a little more strategic. This collapse from blue team is really good, though. 2 players now down for the likes of HFK and Crew. I should start using the team names here as well. Flight Crew is the blue team here.
Yeah.
But we'll get that on screen for you guys as soon as possible. But yeah, Flight Crew on the blue team. And then red team.
Cornbread is doing his darndest to try and stay alive. Oh man, he was putting down so much damage, peeking 2v1 in that center small room, and it's really hard to just bob and weave whenever you're shot from so many different ways. He tried to wrap around, tried to get a different angle, and got shot in the back for it. Looks like Nikolai and HappyFaceKillers are trying to collapse on the subway. End up getting a kill for it. Looks like someone's... Oh, there's multiple people. He slid into death. My gosh, he thought it was safe. There was someone in the corner just waiting for him, and ends up dying for it. But they do end up getting a couple kills. And again, 39-39. This is a tight matchup. Love a melee kill. Love whenever it's middle of the firefight. And then the immediate grenade coming in from all the way downtown. Maw is trying to play a little bit slower and trying to, again, keep it close. 40-40. This is a nail biter of a first round.
Yeah. And there's only 1 minute 20 left, right? So you want to be real careful here. Anything but a trade now for the likes of HappyFaceKillers is going to really put them in a position where Flight Crew can just kind of run in. We've been seeing that the blue team's been playing really close, and it looks like HappyFaceKillers, the red team, are now trying to do the same thing, though. Nikolai gets picked off across the map there, so we might see a collapse from Flight Crew. And here goes another one as well.
Man.
So I think it's going to come in.
What a dangerous place to be, though. It looks like the Flight Crew was trying to kind of split that objective, because we had HappyFaceKillers over on the side holding each other's hands 3-stacked, but they ended up splitting both sides, getting both positions on the alley, ended up collapsing. And now we have a 45. Oh my gosh, now we have a 45-43, but we're back to 45-45. They're just so able to equalize on each of these high pressure engagements that it's really anyone's game at this point. We're going to end up going to 49-49. It's going to be one kill to seal the deal.
Yeah. We'll have to find out what happens here when the sudden death hits. Pretty sure that we will get a time extension, but only 5 kills are needed here to win the game. First to 50. Camo's up in 10. That's going to be instrumental, but Flight Crew are 2 points ahead here, Woody, so HappyFaceKillers are going to have to do something or they're going to lose the game, but they only have 3 players on the map.
I know, and they're getting chased down for it. We're 48 in. Cornbread went down, and they ended up getting the kills. I mean, they were on the other side of the map. It was really hard. They got a couple kills early on, and we were only 3 points away, and they just ended up getting chased down for the first victory of the first round. That was a really interesting match because there was so much going on, but also so little at the same time, because you see this kind of bob and weave, and you see this kind of back and forth, and they play these poke games with the DMR. And then as soon as someone gets killed for it, they end up collapsing and they ended up getting 3, but they ended up trading 2 for 3. And so it's one of those things. This was a great initial push on the inside. I mean, they were able to control this middle ground and end up getting so many kills for it.
Yeah, oh, this was the triple kill that you got, right, with the repulsor that we were talking about. I love getting the replays on here to showcase these moments. Cornbread starting the game early with a triple kill. I think that play there, that kept them in the game, because if he wasn't able to capitalize on that damage that they'd done and secure that triple kill, I think he got 2 in that game. It could have been tied up at when the timer ran out, and we could have gone to sudden death, and HappyFaceKillers could have won that match.
Well, I also think that was a pretty good heat check whenever it came to Flight Crew, because HFK getting that triple kill to kind of reset the table. You had Cornbread doing absolute damage really early in on the map, and then HFK being able to respond in kind of gave Flight Crew an understanding of, okay, this is going to be a very different match. We're not going to steamroll this. This isn't our normal pubs anymore, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, and the scoreboard says it all, right? Like, Cornbread 19 and 15, but 11 assists. That is a very high level. He had 30 kill participation in that game. He was part of more than 50% of the kills that his team gotten, which means if we get to see the damage before we load into the next lobby, that's just going to show, and we do. Look at the damage there. 6.3k with only 5.2k taken. He really kept his team, he really brought his team back after them not being ahead at the start as well. So, you know, the numbers don't lie. He had a great game. If he can take that into the next one, and for Flight Crew, this is looking good.
Well, it's going to be interesting too, because we just saw in a very shooter-based map style in Slayer that they were playing very controlled. They were playing very methodic, and that is exactly what you need for strongholds. Realistically, that is the method that you need to really kind of position and take the chip damage and hold high ground and hold these angles. And this is the map to do it. Recharge is a wonderful vertical map for all of these different stronghold areas. I mean, you have a little bit more understanding of all this map knowledge, so I'd love to hear your take on it as well.
Yeah, so Recharge, Strongholds, for those who aren't familiar, is the 3 zones on the map, right? So Strongholds is around the C zone, which is in the blue area of the map. We've got the B zone, which is right in the middle, and we've got the A zone, which is in Elevator. So it kind of forms a triangle. The optimal hold for this map is Elevator and Batteries, or A and B. So we're going to see if teams know the meta on this. They're going to try to trap the enemy team in the long haul side of the map, which is near C. And the reason that you do that is because there are no resources on that side of the map, and the push to any of the other zones is at a disadvantage. So we'll have to see if Flight Crew can strong arm towards the strong arm in this game like they did towards the end to get that lead, and just put so much pressure onto the other team that they can't do anything. But we're going to find out here. We're going to kick off. This is our second game. Flight Crew 1 game up. HappyFaceKiller now fighting to stay in the game for this evening. It's Recharge Strongholds, and we're fighting for the camera.
So many grenades coming in from every corner of the map to drop in on the invis. I didn't see anybody pick it up, but it looks like blue team is going early to try and collect. Maw is up there in gold. My favorite place to actually play out of, and I think multiple people's favorite places. But HappyFaceKillers have A, B, and C right off rip. I mean, they have a three-man count. It looks like they're trying to go tit for tat over on C. They get multiple kills, and they're probably able to clear it out. It looks like Red is going to continue to hold all 3 points, putting shots down. Wow, got absolutely Fry trying to peek that corner on B site, and a lot of grenades coming in. I feel like that's the only downside, maybe not the only downside of B site, but there's a lot of grenades that can come in from all over the place. And looks like Flight Crew ended up flipping it on its head, getting both A and B with that gunfire.
Yeah, and the start of the game here was like a class example of if you triple cap on any map in this game, you are spreading your resources really thin. And if you don't put your players in a position where you can manage the spawns of the other team, the triple cap can be really, really risky. HappyFaceKillers have got away with it. They're still in the lead. They still have A and B. They have the optimal hold. But I think Flight Crew know better than to just let them get away with that. And they're pushing up right now. That's 3 players down for HappyFaceKiller. They're able to move around. They're going for elevator first. Not the optimal play, but they have the space. And this means the HappyFaceKiller are going to be respawning on that long haul area on C.
Well, and this is a perfect understanding of kills don't mean everything for this game, because HappyFaceKillers came out swinging 6-4-2-2 against the 1-1-3-1 for the kill feed on both sides. But Flight Crew had a pretty good two-point cap going on there, but it looks like the early 3-point cap with how much points you get whenever you hold all 3 so early. HappyFaceKillers have an 80-point to 12-point lead on this game mode, and that's tough to come back from, especially whenever you have such an aggressive 2 teams as you have right here.
Speaking of which, Flight Crew there opting to hold A and just kind of sit there and do nothing with the camo coming up. I think they maybe have overinvested a little bit in that, which means now there's an 82-point difference between these 2 teams. We're going to see a rotation from both, the changing of hands. Interesting for Flight Crew to go for the C there, the less optimal hold, but a flip is a flip. They're going to start putting some points on the board. And 2 players go down for HappyFaceKiller as well. So Flight Crew now going for the potential triple. With 2 of their own players down, respawns are going to come in behind Legend of More here based on where players are stood. And the shock rifle's about to come up as well. So no real foothold for either team right now. But both of them trying to feel out the strategy of either of them. I'd like them to play a little bit closer, and I'd like to see more priority on the B area of the map.
Yeah, and it looks like HFK has kind of taken not a back seat necessarily, but Bounty is up there as top frag for HappyFaceKillers, and it looks like Legend of Maw is going to try and keep them off of A site. He's really kind of stayed up in this corner and done a pretty good job of protecting it. Oh, and he's going to go down because they ended up pushing 2v1 up the stairwell. They're going to get this A cap. Looks like they're going to almost get all 3 again. C is getting taken over.
Ooh.
Was that a sticky?
Yeah.
He said peekaboo and stuck him right on his feet so that they could regain control of A site. But we're going to need to see a little bit more aggression coming from Flight Crew, because this is an extremely tough scenario. They only have 46 points on the board. So the HappyFaceKillers 114. I love the grenade play going down. They are wasting no time and no resources, just absolutely throwing frags in every direction. Bounty, it makes sense that he's top frag if he's just putting grenades in every corner. Wonderful assist from across the map. He's really holding this down very well. Another beatdown, and yeah, it makes sense. He's only got 5 deaths to his 11 kills, and whether that comes from just putting shot placement down or holding his corners correctly, they were able to have all 3 point caps again, and that's just tough to come back from.
Yeah, and a really good question just came up in the chat here. Pyro Goliath saying, how's everyone feeling today? I'm going to be real, I did not expect HappyFaceKillers to be pulling this back as much as they have done. Because Flight Crew looked really hot in that first game, but they're not looking so hot on this recharge stronghold. So that's really interesting here. Bounty having a great game. 12 and, I think that 13 and 5 as he gets away with his life and locks in a killing spree as well. And the camo's coming up in 3 seconds with HappyFaceKillers controlling the middle of the map. Flight Crew, as you were saying there, need to show a little more aggression. I want to see more of what we saw on streets, because if they can't find it, well, it looks like we might be going to Aquarius.
When it looks like Cornbread was kind of either panic squatting or trying to play with his food a little bit, because he is only he's 1-9 right now. So I don't know if he's having some controller issues or if he gave his girlfriend the controller for a little bit, but he is no longer top frag on Flight Crew. And I think they're feeling it, because right now 160, and they have the power. They have the power weapon up in gold, and they're just absolutely laying down pressure from topside.
Getting the observer over to Nikolai there. Maybe a bit of stage fright. Getting the double kill off screen. We switched to him and he just kind of sits there in top gold. That was 2 nice, perfect shots with the shock, and he gets the third, really putting that ammo to use. And it looks like, again, HappyFaceKillers is the only person alive, but they don't see him in the corner. Wardog taken out, not really looking where he's going there. Perhaps a little bit surprised, but this is what I want to see from Flight Crew here, Woody Paul. The triple cap has come through, which means that now, because of where they stood, HappyFaceKillers are on the C side of the map. This is the optimal hold. This is their chance now to get back in the game with nearly 4 minutes left.
And Maw just had a sneaky little back smack, and he ended up getting the power weapon for it. I mean, Nikolai with a wonderful display up in gold, but he dropped down to get on B site, and Maw was just sitting there in the corner, ended up putting him to sleep. And speaking of getting put to sleep, Maw gets back smashed, and then Yoshi goes down on B site. What is this chaos going on? Everyone's body's dropping. You can't even spectate for longer than 3 seconds before you got to switch cameras. But it does. It looks like Flight Crew is getting a little pep in their step. I mean, they're back on holding 2 points. They're creeping their way back in near 100 points for totality. It looks like you can see red creeping in along these point sites whenever you look at the bottom of their screen here, ladies and gentlemen. You get to see the progress of each of these points. They ended up winning A back. And it looks like they're about to win C as well. That's a wonderful display of gameplay. Yoshi Corey doing some fancy footwork and putting down bodies with the cap on C.
Ooh, that's a nice assist there from HFK across the map. They're the only 2 alive right now. The same story for triple cap happens every time. You got to make sure you got the resources for it, because look what's happening at the bottom of the screen now. You've given Flight Crew the space they need to try to take some of the strongholds off of you because you've spread your resources too thin. Bit of the commando action coming out there. Love that gun. Doesn't get used often enough. But not quite landing the shots he wants. And it's just an exchange of hands again here. We're really closing in on victory of HappyFaceKiller. They've been playing quickly. They've been playing with a lot of purpose. And I think Flight Crew have just been a little too passive this game.
Yeah, and that's tough to see too, because you look at the kill feed, you look at the damage difference. I mean, 10-10, 15-15 versus a couple of 5s for kills, and they're about to come through with 220 points on the board. They just captured A. It looks like Flight Crew maybe gets that back for a little bit. Oh, he does a peekaboo on a 2v1 to see if he... and he didn't. I thought he might have had it. But he had a little bit of juice going into that. It looks like Flight Crew is playing passive. They're able to get their points, but it's really tough whenever HappyFaceKiller is able to really just recap. As soon as Flight Crew gets any momentum, HappyFaceKiller just puts bodies down, gets the points back, and puts himself up further and further away from them on the board.
Yeah, that was a big kill from Wardog there. Onto, I think it was Bounty who was on batteries there. This is a super aggressive push from them, locking in the double kill. But the back smack just stops it in its tracks there. As HappyFaceKillers get C, and they really start closing in on that home stretch with a minute left. This is not looking good for Flight Crew. They need that aggression.
got a little offended because that was a phenomenal little double kill coming into C point. Oh, it looks like Flight Crew is going to try and juice 3 stack coming into C. Are they going to have enough though? They're looking for a triple cap, get A and C. Do you think that they can come back from a 100-point deficit though? That's the real question. 230 versus 120.
Well, the sudden death will kick in until we either see the game end or none of the points be held by Flight Crew, I believe, which is the rules, I think, for KTM Strongholds. So we'll have to see, but Bounty being the last player alive, that is super cheeky, going for the kill on more there. But the triple cap, is coming in here. They have to stay alive. This is so pivotal. And look, now that Bounty's stuck in red, look at the red pips to the right. They've got the optimal setup here. Flight Crew need to hold and trap HappyFaceKiller in C. And if they can do that and they can hold, which we know they've got the ability to, Woody Paul, this game's going to get way more interesting.
Yeah, this is a fun final push. Oh my gosh, Flight Crew trying to get that trade, trying to put damage down. It looks like HappyFaceKillers ended up getting the B cap for the win, for the victory. What an absolute just last stand from Flight Crew though, because realistically it was looking dire. I mean, we had HappyFaceKillers with 150 plus points on the board, and the Flight Crew is down below 100. That's such a tough mountain to climb, especially whenever you have such a good balance of these talented teams, because whenever you have some really good gunners, it's really easy to recap these points because Flight Crew does a really good job of taking over these positions. But then HappyFaceKiller takes that as a challenge and comes and sweeps through and wipes them out and retakes those positions again. And then Flight Crew is back on a reset. So it's really tough to see. We love to see the stats at the end of the game. What do you break down from this?
I think this really shows you that Strongholds is a game of objective efficiency, and you can have all the kills that you want, and you can have all the assists that you want, which I guess the winning team had the most here. But the point is you've got to be in the right place at the right time. You can kill as many enemy players as you want, but if you're not holding 2 strongholds, you ain't winning, and that means you're not walking away with the victory here. Damage across all players fairly even, everyone doing their part, but Bounty sticking his head just above the parapet a bit there, 6,100 damage, just slightly more than everyone else. But the occupation time as well. So for those of you that don't know, occupation time is how much your time contributed to the score there. And interestingly, the occupation time of the players on blue team was higher because they were better at holding the strongholds, but they weren't very good at moving around and keeping them 2 at once. So really interesting breakdown of the stats there. You can keep the 1 as much as you want, but you need 2. Yeah, you can stand in it as much as you want, but you got to get another one. So, like I said, they were playing 2 passive. They needed a bit more aggression because we know they've got the slaying power, because on streets, they showed everyone on the stream and us as well.
Well, and based on those stats, 2 things Yield pointed out to me. You had Bounty with top frag. He had an 11 KD ratio, which means that his survivability was great and his pressure was great. But also, you had HFK with 11 captures. That's the only double-digit capture across both teams, and that means that he was rotating. He was moving across the map. He was getting those point caps as soon as they had advantage. And realistically, that's what wins the game. I mean, he took a step down from being top frag from the previous match because we see him comfortably as top frag, but you can see why. It means that he was moving. It means that he wasn't concentrating on as many kills, but Bounty was able to pick up that slack. And at the end of the day, that's what ended up winning them the match.
Yeah. And I love saying this, like, whatever stream I'm on, but when we get, like, a game 3, I'm always like, well, Woody Paul, looks like we got ourselves a series here, because we're going to Aquarius for the first series of the evening. We're going to the tiebreaker. So, based on everything that we've seen so far, this is a fairly balanced lobby, but we've seen the objective power come through there for the red team. HappyFaceKillers, I think. I keep forgetting the name of that team, but we've seen that their objective prowess is better based on that last game that we just saw. I believe I got the winning name of the team right there. So going into CTF Aquarius, it's not so much around being in the right place at the right time, but it's more killing the Spartans that are on the enemy team and they're capitalizing on it. Do you recognize when you need to pull the flag? Do you recognize where you're standing is going to make the spawns suboptimal for a flag run? And if you are doing that, does your team know then where to run the flag? But before we get there, let's hop on with our Spartan Showdown replay for the last match. Triple cap straight away there. I just love the aggression that we're seeing from a lot of the players, but I think, you know, Flight Crew needed to be a little more aggressive earlier on.
Yeah, this is a really good show of force, but this is also a perfect understanding of how much back and forth there was, because Flight Crew was really good at responding to that. Oh, it looks like we're jumping straight in, and Cornbread and Maul are taking the right side. I was about to just dive into a further recap, and then we're already playing games. A lot of pressure on mid. It looks like they HappyFaceKillers was able to pull the invis, and Bounty this time, not HFK, is playing the recon character. He's trying to put damage down, and I will be so curious on who's going to top frag on both of these teams, who's going to be flag puller, and who's going to be rotational advantage. It looks like a 2v2 matchup, and it looks like a 3 HappyFaceKiller versus 2 over in the side hallway. Again, 2 bodies down, 3 bodies down, and it looks like an advantage to HappyFaceKillers.
Yeah, and for those of you watching at home, a quick difference between Objective and Slayer that I should have mentioned earlier is in Slayer, the respawn time is 8 seconds. If we've not changed it for the KTM rule set, which I'll have to check, but in standard rules, Objective game modes have a longer respawn time, so death is more punishing. 10 seconds here. This is a super cheeky flag pull from Yoshikori. Really cheeky with all the players being alive, but Flight Crew with 2 respawners on the fridge side. This flag a little bit dead here. That was a little too desperate from the likes of HappyFaceKiller there. You need to understand when the flag is done. Go for the slays first. And look at that. 3 players down for HappyFaceKiller. So Yoshikori needs to stay alive.
This will be a really good push if Flight Crew takes advantage of it. It looks like Yoshi's putting down a decent amount of damage. Got an early kill to really kind of fend off that push on that point cap. Just in time for the rest of his team to respawn on their side so that they don't end up getting a full 3-man push from Flight Crew toward that flag. And now it's anybody's ball game on mid. A wonderful grenade coming in. It looks like 2 are down on the Flight Crew. I wonder if HappyFaceKillers is going to take advantage of that. 3 are down on the. Are they going to do? Oh no! HFK goes down. They had 3 down on the flight crew. They ended up getting a flag pulled right in the middle of the map. Everybody's body is dropping. It's hard to see, but it looks like they're going to try and return this flag. Oh my gosh, so much chaos. Sorry, I had to pause and try to recollect my thoughts, but so many grenades coming in from every single side. Legend of Maul going down as well. And it's so tough because you have 4 kills, 5 kills coming in from HappyFaceKillers, and a wonderful display of shot positioning from Wardog with a perfect over on the side. But both flags are reset. Tell me what your thoughts are.
Man, the preemptive flag pull there, HappyFaceKillers, like, they pulled the flag, they got all the kills, and they just ran it straight into the respawns, man. Like, that's so sad to see. That's the only reason that happened as it did. They spawned on the fridge side, they got the crossfire, and it meant they could take down the flag carrier, which was Yoshikori, and then get the return. So, just dead in the water there from just a little bit of mispositioning there. But great from Flight Crew, they were able to capitalize on that spawn location. But Wardog now with the camo. So 45 seconds of sneaky time, as we always say here. This is pivotal. He's behind them. Yoshikori is the last player who is up for HappyFaceKillers. So if they can get the flag pull here, look at the respawns coming in the fridge. This is prime takings for a flag cap. It's time for them to pull.
That was a great display. I think that was also the first time we've seen Flight Crew with Invis. Oh my gosh, gets shot in the back for it. Man, he had such... That was a wonderful double kill coming in from Nikolai. Is he going to get a third? Is he going to... Oh, no, he's not. That's just a great display of gunfire. It looks like they're going to return this flag. Yoshi is on flag returning for it, but Flight Crew had every opportunity. They had HappyFaceKiller over in the corner with the respawns, and they had an objectivity to pull that flag, and it was just... It did not work out for them.
No, it didn't. It's a little sneaky, just jumping in the corner. Nice try, Legend More, but not quite there. There's so many melees going on in this lobby, man. Almost the triple. It gets sent back to the respawn screen as well. Wardog
he did sneak a triple in there.
He did. And if you're in the chat here and you're just tuning in with us at KTN, this is Spartan Showdown. This is the final match in our first series of Flight Crew versus HappyFaceKiller. These guys are going at it in our single elimination to say who gets to the next round. The winner of this match will advance. The loser will lose their chance at tonight's prize of some gunner optics for their entire team. And it's down to the wire. We've got 5 minutes left. We've got a flag pull on red. Woody Paul,
right in the middle of the map.
because this is getting messy. Yeah, this is getting messy.
It's so tough because you're seeing all these bodies flying. I mean, there's two down, and a flag just sitting in the middle of the map. It looks like they're trying to grenade it. They're trying to get, and they don't. I mean, both flags are reset. This is a perfect matchup on both ends. I mean, you have so much damage going down on both sides. 10 kills, 10 kills, 6 kills, 6 kills. I mean, this is a very even matchup for both teams, and it's really hard to track because people are putting their shots down. I mean, they're taking the right positions. They're trying to rotate. They're trying to swing as a team, but they are running into an impossible force in an immovable object type scenario.
Yeah, I 100% agree. And the kills really even in this as well. So both teams are really trying to get that foothold. Top mid being super important to this. Nikolai having this position is great for his team. Needs to stay alive there, forcing Flight Crew to fight from their back base, which means they don't get much map control here. There's just so much passivity. I feel like there have been so many opportunities for both teams here. Speaking from experience of playing, you know, and casting HCS and things like that. Nice double kill pickup. There are some missed opportunities in aggression here. You really want to be comming the enemy team's shield. You really want to be comming and positioning for which way the flag needs to go here. Because if those of you that don't know in the chat, players in Halo will always spawn the furthest away from where your team are, the safest location, if you will. But in CTF, the spawns always stay on your base side. So the optimal strategy is to get the enemy team to spawn in the base, in fridge, which is where Grim is right now. This is the fridge area of the map. This is a super hard position to recover your flag from. If you spawn there, great double kill. And I need to say here, just before I pass back over to you, I never get to see the heatwave in action. That thing gets gentleman's agreement out of games so often in HCS and in the European Halo League. It's great to see some guys actually using it, because I love that gun.
Oh, there's so much. I think we're about to get a Flight Crew flag pull because they have been putting so much pressure down. The amount of times that I've seen 3 blue up, 2 red down, and just waiting for them to just jump on this flag it's causing me crazy amount of anxiety. And here we go. Cornbread with the flagpole thrown in the middle of the map. He's going to wrap around, try and get high ground on it. I think he's going to try and hand it off to one of his friends and see if they can run that down. We're getting shots across the map from Legend of Maul. And it's so tough to see what's going on. War Dog is trying to move it across. He gets shot down in the back for it. They're putting down a lot of good fire. Maul is going to try and pull, but he ends up dying to a grenade, and the flag is just standing there in no man's land with no one around it.
Oh,
there's your weapon right there. Ends up with a fun kill. War Dog is trying to put damage down. He ends up dying for it. Man, this 2v1 scenario. And we get a flag pull from Nikolai. He's going to sprint that thing over on the side. Wonderful movement.
Yeah, I love this. I'm going to interrupt you. I love this. That was a perfect flag cap. Flag pull there, taking it through Yuto when the enemy team was dead, using the G-slide on the stairs as well to cross more ground quicker, and getting the double kill as well. 4 HFK, almost the triple kill.
No.
That's how you run the flag. That is how you run the flag, but it's like, oh no, they get the touch. Oh no, that's so insane, man. You've got to call those things out. You can't let that happen. That might be the game being thrown right there. That was a colossal mistake from the likes of the blue team.
Oh my gosh, what a final cap for HFK. There was so much backsmack going on. The lack of communication coming through is just absolutely insane. I mean, the fact that the flag carrier could backsmack the guy that was guarding it and then run it further up for a HappyFaceKiller point cap, it is so difficult to see. And we have War Dog on Flight Crew pulling the flag, just running it straight down the middle. Ends up getting gunned down underneath for it, and they're going to try and play peekaboo downstairs. 2 people on the flag, already returned, back on a clean slate. Ugh, so hard to see.
Yeah. We just had a question in the chat. What happens if no flags are captured? So in CTF in Halo Infinite, if no flags are captured, great pick up there. 4 players down for HappyFaceKiller. This could be the opportunity for Flight Crew here to run the flag, and they're opting to take it util, so it's looking good if they can get the space through here. And 3 players go down for HappyFaceKiller again. I think we might have a flag cap on our hands here. We might be all tied up. But to answer that question, it goes to overtime. Or, if a flag is not at home, it goes to sudden death, which means the game will not end until a flag is not touched for 10 seconds, or one of the flags is returned. So hopefully that answers the question for you there, but it looks like we're going to be going to an overtime if this stalemate continues.
Legends of Maul with a wonderful, almost solo run with the flag. Luckily, the rest of his team was putting down fire on the other half of the map to keep them at bay, but he was able to, with wonderful movement, might I add, run it down the side and run it in just he himself. Oh my gosh, the amount of backsmacks and punches going on for this map and these teams specifically is just absolute insanity. It is so hard to keep track of because there's so much damage going out. And again, kills are relatively equal. You got BC Grim with 21 top fragging for both teams, but we're firmly in the double digits of both teams. And it looks like we have a tie.
Yeah, we're heading to overtime, baby. So for those of you that don't know, like I said, next cap wins. 3 minutes, pressure's on, camo is up, everything full restarts here, so it's like a fresh start, but it's 1 flag cap to win.
So do you think that we're going to find extremely aggravated or extremely aggro type movement going on, or is this going to be a very slow played, back and forth, chip style matchup?
I think in overtime aggression wins. If you can get that good start right off the rip, and you capitalize on that, you can end the game right there and then. It's a fresh start, right? It's a clean table. You can correct the mistakes of earlier. You can make plays because the entire map is neutral. We saw the camo get picked up there and then subsequently taken down. I think as Bounty went down. No, he didn't go down. I thought he did. Just looking at my replay there. But all the players of HappyFaceKiller in the back of the base. Flight Crew coming in now with the collapse. They need to do something with it, Paul, or this flag's going to get pulled.
Well, HappyFaceKillers are taking their sweet time in the back of their base. They're playing really hard protective because they know that Flight Crew just smells blood in the water. And with the flying melee, goes for a double takedown, and they end up pulling the flag. HappyFaceKillers need to chase down their flag. Flight Crew, with the aggression, like you said, trying to go for a ninja. Did a sweet jump over the back and tried to backsmack him to no success, but that's really tough. Flag was returned. We got a quick reset and a quick flag pull to keep it going. Right down the middle, they're going to try and figure out what they can do. A sweet double kill coming in from War Dog, and he's going to protect that with everything he can.
Yeah, I like Bounty staying alive here. You need to not be desperate for the flag. That was the right play. If he went down, that means that player that you just challenged would have been able to push through, and HappyFaceKiller would have been a man down, giving them a disadvantage on the next round here. You don't want to die staggered. You either want to all die together in the same fight, or not at all. That 10-second respawn time really going to punish you. We're heading into the final minute of this overtime here. We'll have to consult the tournament rules to see what happens. Usually it's a full restart, but we'll let you guys in the chat know when this happens. But look at the kill lines here, man. Like, we're talking like in the excess of 60, 70 kills on each team. Like, this has been a bloodbath. And look at the assists on Cornbread, 21 and 18 right now. That man's been part of 40 kills over the last 15 minutes.
Yeah, I think that we have a waiting game for this invis going down on middle, and as soon as that timer goes up, we're going to have an absolute all-out rundown. Because it looks like Bounty is trying to make movement on the flag. He was putting damage down. I didn't end up seeing anybody actually go for the invis. I would love to see that coming up, but man, it's so hard to play ring around the rosy on this flag. People go up, people go down, and it looks like we get a flag pull from Flight Crew. They're going to take it over on the side and see if they can protect it. They get chased down for it, and it looks like they're going to return.
Yeah. And I think that should be the end of the game here. Like I say, we might have to consult with tournament admin to figure out exactly what the next move is here. This is my first time on KTN, so I'm sure we'll hear what the rules are. Usually it's next flag wins and they just restart, but we'll have to consult with them rules there. Prizes are at stake, and we've got to do all this properly.
This is the first time I've seen Capture the Flag go into this many rounds. I mean, very rarely do we end up with three full rounds to begin with, but that is just a testament to how good these first two teams are. So can't wait to see what happens. I love the back and forth. Man, the amount of kills going down on both sides of the team, absolutely insane. I mean, you've got, what do we say, Cornbread with 21 kills and 18 assists, something like that. That's a massive amount of damage going down, and he's doing a great job of keeping his teammates up and keeping himself alive and making sure that there's really not that rebuttal. What's your take on that?
I think that getting the Slayers in and getting the power on the map is great, but you got to put yourself in a position where you can control where the enemy team is going to respawn and when you want to run that flag. We saw lots of successful multi-kills in that game and not a lot of successful picking up of the flag and running it in the right direction. There was a fantastic run through one of the players on Flight Crew where he managed to pick it up while HappyFaceKillers were all dead, run through util, G-slide, which is where you sprint, run off a ledge and hit crouch to get a longer slide, and then do it again down the ramp. That is the pro run. That is the run that you want, and they just got caught out at the bottom. So we need to see more planned, more meticulous flag pulls that are quick and off the mark when those kills go down, and the team that does that will win the game. But the Camo does go down top mid, so I'm going to shut up about what happened last game. Let's talk about what's happening this game. It's next flag wins, I believe. Camo on the ground, Flight Crew versus HappyFaceKiller. Who is going home?
Well, in so many early kills, I mean, it became very aggressive very quickly. You had Cornbread with the invisible right now, but multiple people went for it, multiple people died for it, and then the person that ended up picking it up died for it in their hands. So Cornbread ended up getting it. We're gonna see if he's gonna sneaky time up to the flag. He Ma ends up dropping down to a back smack, trying to look the other way, ends up getting hit for it. Looks like HappyFaceKillers is gonna play this kind of 2-man out, 2-man back strategy of, oh no, I am mistaken. It looks like they have all three people running for the flag. One ends up dying for it. He's going to try and pull it down the hallway, potentially play some Protect the President. Man, HFK goes down for it. See if he can make it to the end of the hallway without getting shot down for it. He's going to... and there's so much chaos, and they ended up dying.
Oh, it's 4 down. There was 4 down for HappyFaceKillers there. Sorry, but there was 4 down. That is catastrophic if this flag moves. Look at it on the left side of the screen. It's going.
And that's the game. They end up running it all the way down.
It.
HappyFaceKillers with 4 people down in the hallway trying to run their own flag. And Maul was able to run it all the way back by himself with no opposition. That's the best way to do it. And correct me if I'm wrong, I think Maul was the person that was running, that you were commenting on, that ran the flag the first time.
Yes, it was. I think it was either Maul or War Dog, yeah. But the intro, sorry to interrupt you there, but it's so sneaky to get the flag. And just run like that. Like he was just hightailing it like out off cam while all of the carnage was at the other side of the map. So I wouldn't normally advise like a 3-1 push where 3 players are on one side and 1 player's on the other. Like, he put his team in a 4v3.
Yeah.
By rights, they should have lost, but they didn't. And then the flag just got ran over to the other side, and that's the game. That's the game. And sometimes that's just how the cookie crumbles.
And I think what happened specifically, because it looked like HappyFaceKillers pulled the flag, tried to play protect the president, one ended up going down, and that gave flight crew kind of the straight lane to shoot them as they were running toward flag. Maul had the foresight to pull their flag while they were running down the hallway, and by the grace of everything holy, flight crew was able to wipe that team, full 4 reset, and just run the flag down with no opposition. So Goldilocks scenario for everyone involved, except for, I guess, HappyFaceKillers. But it was a wonderful display of shot placement and forethought of strategy. And kudos to Flight Crew for coming through on the double overtime, 3rd round, overtime tie game.
You gotta love it. You gotta love it.
Did we get all of it?
Yeah, like I've been casting Halo now for like 3-4 years, and man, like, the CTFs are the ones that go down to the wire, and they're the most dramatic, right? Because you go from playing 13 minutes thinking, it's fine, guys, we got the time. And then suddenly you're in overtime and the flag's been pulled, and then like Just Dice says like sudden death, and then you're thinking like, oh my god. And then you end up in the full restart, and then someone just pulls the flag off the back of the map and just wins the game. That's just how it is.
What a wonderful feeling being the guy just scooting around in the back while all the carnage is going on over here, and you're just like, I'm thinking small, I'm by myself. Anyway, love to see it. Can't wait to see them further around. The next 2 teams we have coming up, Lost City Fam and Degens. I have some familiar names in here, but I have not seen any of them play Halo. I know that Generous Gandalf, not Gandalf, because that would be copyright infringement. Generous Gandalf is a member of one of our mutual communities. But aside from that, I have no understanding of how any of these people are going to play. I'm excited to see them drop into the first Slayer match. What are your thoughts going into this? Who do you think is going to win? How do you think they're going to win? Give me your breakdown.
I mean, we saw it in that last series, right? We were thinking about how you have to. We were talking about aggression. We were talking about how to set up on the map, especially with recharge, with taking certain zones. Maybe with some of the stuff we've seen in these first couple of games, maybe the other teams are watching. They've heard about what we're talking about, how to win, where to go, when to do it. And if they can use that knowledge that we've kind of been going through while we've been playing, while we've been casting, that's going to be super pivotal for them if these 2 teams are on an equal footing in terms of ability. But one of the things we'll be looking out for straight away is not who can stick together, it's who's got the best gun skill. Because if you can outgun 4 people on the enemy team in Slayer, game's won. Like, you can win. You can play quite disrespectfully and win. But we'll have to see. Because I'm not super familiar with the names in the lobby. Like you said, you know some of these. We've got some returning players again. We'll have to see. And that will be very evident within the first couple of minutes on streets.
Well, and unfortunately, half of the returning players just got booted out of the tournament. And so, I mean, to HappyFaceKillers, love and adore all you guys. Thank you guys for coming back. But an unfortunate demise to a veteran team against 2 very skilled people. So I'm excited to see what this rest of the tournament stacks up to be. And I can't wait to see some new crowned champions, maybe. I mean, there are some people on this roster that I have not seen or we have not seen that could end up making it all the way to the finals and etching their name on the proverbial stone of the KTN trophy at the end of this. So I'm looking forward to it. Can't wait to dig into some Slayer.
Yeah, not to mention a sweet set of Gunners optics for themselves as well. Like I am unlucky. I have prescription lenses in. I know that Gunners are available in prescription as well. But are you switching to them? Are we switching to the merch?
Which ones? Well, I'm gonna have a new gunner frame for every round. So I have more than a few over here. So
stacked.
This is
Woody Paul is stacked with the Gunners.
They're good.
But
I
you
like
can
them.
get prescription lenses in them, man. So, you know, if you get headaches with screens and things like that, they're great for filtering the light out. I'm very limited in my experience with them, but, you know, I've seen people wear them and have some success with headaches and things like that. But we're going to hop in. It's Lost City Fam versus Degens. It's Street Slayer. Played this earlier on, and we're going to be looking for that early aggression. Camo being super important, but also something we didn't see in that last game is the red gun. So maybe the Stalker Rifle might make a bit more of an appearance here. Let's see what they got.
And it looks like off of the rip, Degens are doing a very good job of swinging together. I love this. I am a personal fan of holding each other's hips and swinging as a team because team fire wins tournaments. An early kill coming down from the Degens with a 2-1-1 lead. Lost City fam, not anything on the board right now. They have a full team wipe reset, and they're trying to get their footing. It looks like, again, they're trying to take over high ground. We end up seeing Gandalf going down for it. And Razound, I'm just going to call him Raz. A little easier to say, but Raz with the invis, trying to be a sneaky snake over here, doing a full recon, hopefully communicating back to his team, gets shot in the back for it. That's the tough thing. It's like having the invis in Halo, you're not totally invisible. Love a good back smack coming down from Gandalf. He wanted that high ground. He's going to stay up there. He's going to keep an eye out for his team. And it looks like friendly fire is on, by the way, ladies and gentlemen. Friendly fire is on. He got a little spooked by one of his teammates coming out of the hallway. Shapeshifter with the sniper rifle. We love peeking corners. Can't wait to see some action with it. But it looks like Lost City fam just going down in the corner. We have an 11-4 lead from Degens, throwing all the nades, and Gandalf gets locked in the corner with one.
The sniper rifle that you were talking about there, that is the Covenant Stalker rifle. It is very similar to the Bandit in how it works. It's got a double zoom scope. It's 3 shots to kill, 2 to the body, 1 to the head. Will get you a perfect. Has a faster time to kill than the Bandit, and rather than a clip, it overheats. So you can spam fire it, but when it overheats, you can't use it. But I don't think Degens were expecting this player behind them. He gets taken down in a reversal. Wow, that's going to sting.
That is the whole reason to run teams, because Ballistic had an absolute opportunity to backsmack full kill a 3v1, but ended up getting one hit in, and the rest of the team turned and fired, and they're gonna get beat down in the alleyway down there. Grenades coming in from all over the place. Electric is trying to hold down that center, and they end up it's so hard. I can't tell where these people are coming from, because we have the Degens holding each other's hips, and then we have Lost City fam just kind of individually taking their own angles. And so, which can be good, realistically. We've got Ballistic coming down, but man, Degens, team firing wins games. That is exactly what I like to see, and I think that's inevitably going to be the name of the game today.
Yeah, and I'm starting to see some hints that maybe Degens play to a bit of a higher rank here. Pivability. So for those that don't know, in Halo, being pived is where you're in a 1v1 and you win the fight by yourself. And I'm thinking that maybe pivability is someone potentially who maybe plays a little. Also a Raz round as well. 12-3. An absolute demon right now in this lobby. Just making it really hard for Lost City fam to do anything. 19 kill deficit here. This is starting to become a little bit insurmountable. I have seen teams come back from things like this, but it is very, very rare. And Curse finds himself the last player alive. The dancing shoes almost saving him, but not landing the shots on Razran, who's now 13-3, Woody Paul. So I was saying before the game, sometimes Slayer is just a case of who shoots gun better, and at the moment, it looks like Degens shoots gun better.
Well, in the communication that just happened that we obviously are not privy to, I mean, they had a full kill on Lost City fam, and all of the Degens turned about face and ran to the opposite corner of where everyone was spawning. They knew exactly what was going on. They knew exactly where they were going to be, and they all collapsed and got immediate, almost team wipe. And they're doing it again. They're doing it. They're rinse and repeating this right now, and it's so hard to come back from this because, again, we're at a 39-12 point deficit right now, with Raz getting an absolute monumentous amount. Curse GG was trying to throw it down. He ended up getting a beatdown for it, but man, he was guns blazing running into the middle of that. But to only a little bit of points. They're gonna pivability is going to try and get this alleyway. Oh man. Talking about dancing shoes, he was bobbing and weaving trying to save his life that entire time, and that was really hard to track. But pivability ended up getting the W for that. And we're 46-14.
I love it when we get to see like a dead Spartan just on the floor from when they get taken out. Like, if that's not the mental game, if you're on Lost City fam right now, like, this is an absolute bruising, man. And to say that, again, for those that don't play Halo, as the last kill comes in, the Steaktacular comes in, get the barbecue out, boys, because if you lose a Slayer by 20 points, that is indeed a Steaktacular. That is a bruising. That is a tenderizing, if you will.
It was a great display of team firing, honestly. I think that Degens did a lot of things right in that. I think, to your point, you can tell that they are veterans in this game. They rotate very well. They team fire very well. You have a lot of assists going down. You having a lot of...
Where are we?
Started. We already started. We like to blame production for that. We're taking it out of your stipend. Anyway, Degens do a lot of things right. I think that Lost City fam can come back from this. We are on a very different mode going into Strongholds. We are on a very different mentality. Realistically, like we said before, it's not all about the kills on this one. We have the ability to potentially lock down and lock down these different point caps and get the points that they need to. And while Degens are doing really good at top frag, that doesn't mean everything for this next game mode. So let's look at some of these scores. Break it down for us.
Well, I mean, just look at the score lines, like 15 and 12 from Shapeshifter there. That is ridiculous. 27 kill participation, but look at the damage across the team as well. Fairly uniform. Electra just kind of, you know, just making sure that they're there, you know, they're awake. But like the rest of the team, my god, like that is a really even damage split. So like all of their players are online, all of their players are putting in the same amount of effort. And what that means, if you're on the losing team, if you're on Lost City fam, right? Is it Lost City fam? If you're on that team right now, it basically doesn't matter who you run into. They're all about the same skill level, and if they're better than you at shooting their gun, which from what we've seen in that Slayer, that was a pelting. That is scary. And running into Strongholds, you ain't going to be alive long enough to cap those zones. So maybe here we might see some triple caps going in and see some of the strategy coming out, and that's going to be an excellent opportunity to explain to the viewers how you can really lock down a recharge Strongholds game. Or on the flip side, maybe Lost City fam absolutely dial it up and we get to cast an epic game where they come back and we're like, whoa, who switched the turbo on?
Yeah, and based on that stat line, the damage received from the Degen team, 1,500 across the board. It means that Lost City fam was not putting damage down and making connections, which is tough because that either means that the Degens were really good at bobbing and weaving and taking cover and resetting, or Lost City fam just needs to hit more shots and get more damage down to be able to put more pressure on the Degens to be able to make this a more challenging back and forth. So as we go into it, we're spectating on Lost City fam. We've got Nate. Everyone's going for the middle. So we already got Invis pulled by Pivability, and it looks like they're full sprinting though. I don't know if they're going to be a recon with that. We've got red team Degens with 2 of the 3 point caps already. It looks like Lost City fam ended up getting 2 of them, but they're going to Degens are going to recap on A, and we're going to kind of see a dance, and I'm excited about it. I thought this was going to be a little bit more of an aggressive push from Degens, but it looks like we may have some life breathed into both teams.
It does indeed. See a few kills on the board here. Very early to call any real sort of kills being meaningful, but this is a good setup. This is exactly what I was talking about. Pivability moves forward to try and defend elevator. That stick almost got him. That was very scary. But they're just holding this so well. 2 players on A, 2 players on batteries. This is exactly to the T what I was talking about in the pre-game. So chat, if you're wanting to learn how to play Recharge Strongholds, this is a great start. 2 players on B, 2 players on a really long time.
When it looked like Shapeshifter loves the power weapons because they were able to absolutely pump a shot into one of the approaching Lost City fam members. Ooh, getting a double beatdown with a trade up on top, but Shapeshifter was able to pump some damage in, quickly switch to their secondary, get a shot down, stop them from moving, and it looks like they're going to be kind of the player to watch with that power weapon.
They are indeed. I love me some shock rifle gameplay. The shock rifle, again, little bit of information for you guys if you're not familiar with Halo. The shock rifle is the brute version of the sniper rifle. It fires 3 electrically charged shots quickly in succession, which means you have to track the headshot to be able to get it. It's not like a typical 1-bullet sniper rifle, which means it takes a little bit of accuracy there to get the kill. Now, the thing that's very interesting about the shock rifle is it has very, very, very high aim assist, which means that you get some absolutely sick no-scope kills that are amazing to watch, and sometimes some great no-scope kills and returns as well. As we hop on here with Nate with the TIE Fighter gun, the carbine is so loud and obnoxious, but we love it. Returning from Halo 2, 3, 4, and 5. It's just so loud, man. Look at it. Like, so it's like it's a proper sci-fi gun.
Absolutely. So, like you were saying in the pregame, this is a perfect way of holding 2 points, kind of letting the third one be captured and forcing the other team into either a choke point or some form of open area space where you can gun them down. How do you think, what are the best 2 point caps for this map to do that? And are the Degen team kind of sticking to the script of how you would do that in perfection?
It's 100% A and B, what Degens have gone for right now. Elevator and batteries is the perfect setup for this. However, all setups can be broken. So we're gonna let the viewers in and yourself in a little secret here. A bit of the tricks of the trade. When you're playing against a setup like this, you don't want to push to A. You want to push to B, but you want to push as a 4-man. You want 2 players to push long haul and take out that player on attic. You can see Electra has just backed up there, took some damage. Look how there's a one-shot there on Trippy Corner, going around to long haul. You want to focus one side really hard and put some chip damage in and force the enemy team to engage you away from A. You want to force them into a 4v4, and that allows you to push around the map. They want to be pushing around to where Razaround is right here, but they're not. They're being forced to push the other way. This is a bit of a preemptive capture here with all the members on the team dead. And you're going to find yourself in the blender against all 4 players on Degens. So this can be broken, and it isn't super hard to break it either. But Shapeshifter with the 10 and 0 with the shock rifle as well. This just explains everything we've been talking about. Degens looking really, really strong. And based on what we've seen, these guys are gunning to be in the final because this is a beating.
Shapeshifter, an absolute menace with the shock rifle, putting down an immense amount of damage. Like you said, 11 and 0, 12 and 0. Someone put him in a coffin. My God. Absolutely doing a massive amount of damage, holding this angle phenomenally. And it looks like Lost City fam just wants to trickle into this A point. They maybe not gonna get a point cap. And that's tough to see because they're doing the exact opposite of what you just described to the chat of pushing B with a 4-man. Realistically, they're almost pushing A as a 1-man.
Oh my
Running
words.
riot with the grenade kill. Shapeshifters, stop. They have a family. My gosh. Just holding this angle over and over again. We love to see it. And Lost City fam is just...
He needs to live, man. There's a hidden medal in Halo. If you go 15 and 0, you get a perfection medal. It's very rare. Very, very, very rare. And to get in a competitive setting like this is obscene.
Wow. 15 and 0 on the dot. What a wonderful display from Shapeshifter. I do not want to go against that person with that shock rifle. Holding that angle with just line of fire with Lost City fam just one by one coming down the bridge is so tough to do because I won't say that they weren't coordinated. I think that they could have been coordinated, but Degens were putting down so much damage so quickly that they really couldn't get their feet under them. And it's so hard to do whenever you're playing a game like that and you're going for point caps. Like if you're always on your heels and you're always getting sent back to the loading screen, it's so tough to get any sort of momentum as a 4-man. I mean, look at the scores. Like, this all speaks for itself. Break it down for us.
Well, I'm going to break it down, but I would like to ask Prod for a do me a solid if they can. If you move the cursor onto Shapeshifter and show us his record, I think if you just press A on the controller or enter, the perfection medal to the right of the running riot there, if you just hit right on the arrow key, look at that. Win a game with 15 kills and no deaths. It is very, very rare for a player to get that. In my entire time playing Halo Infinite, I've only ever gotten one of those in ranked twice.
Well, now we know who to look for and what weapon to look for in their hands. Hats off to Shapeshifter for that. That's an absolute menace. So it looks like 2 up, 2 down. We're on to the next one. I mean, we're back in Slayer, and it looks like for the teams, we've got Rd-TheLightning in the GOONZ squad. So let's throw down, see if we see any familiar faces in these. Squirrel Master, Swifty, Pizzo Effective, Go 10K Super. Shout out Dragon Ball Z. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. But anyway, and then on the other squad, we have the Goons. We have 360, Beautiful Death, Some Steve, and Water Diablo. Some Stife. My apologies. Production corrected me. Anyway, speaking of the powers that be, speaking of everybody else, Van Dam, tell us a little bit about yourself and where the viewers can find you and your content.
So for those of you that don't know me, as I am new here, I am like a mainstay kind of in the European Halo scene. I am a shoutcaster for a lot of the stuff in Europe. Just came back from doing DreamHack. You guys have got a event in Atlanta coming up in a month's time. So if you're familiar with Halo or not, check out DreamHack Atlanta. That's been thrown up by LVT, which are like another community grassroots kind of initiative, just like ourselves. And I am primarily a shoutcaster and a coach, but I do play as well. So I've got all the info that you need. If you want to get good at Halo, check out my YouTube channel. You can find me on Linktree and everything, which is like in the thing down here. I will help you climb ranks. I do private coaching and stuff. I've got players who are like in the European top 20 now. I just play the game a lot. I love Halo and I love talking about Halo. So I've got loads of videos on there, like 3K subscribers strong. Drop me a message on Discord or Twitter or anything if you want to get better at the game. You can send me video reviews and I'll go over them. But yeah, that's enough plugging from me. I'm just happy to be here for KTN. I love Halo, I love talking about it, and I love meeting new people and casting with them, like Woody Paul. So thanks for having me, guys, and check me out if getting better at Halo is something that you want to do.
Heck yeah, love to see it. Thank you for providing the absolute stark contrast of real educated commentary compared to me just yapping to a camera. Because I'm just an old head that grew up on Halo 2, and they decided to put me in front of a camera. So
Halo 2 is the best game ever made. I will die on that hill.
Halo 2 is the best game ever made, baby. No, happy to be here. My name is Woody Paul. I am your play-by-play caster. Love to be a part of the KTN community. We did the Spartan Showdown about a year and a half ago now with our buddy Blank Slate, who's also a Halo old head. Just happy to be here. Love the game, love Infinite, love the people, love the culture, love the community. I can vouch for the Halo community at DreamHack in both Atlanta and Dallas. So if you are interested in checking that out, please do. But Vanadam, again, thank you for being here. I know the time difference is crazy, so I appreciate everything that you're doing and all the color that you're bringing into this commentary. So yeah, looking forward to it. We still got some games to go. We've got some unknown talent, and it looks like we're about to queue in. Do you have any thoughts going into this first round of Slayer?
Other than it's great to see our communities cross over, because I can see some familiar names from my community coming into the chat now. So it's great to have you on board here with KTN. Thanks for checking in and seeing what these guys have got to offer. But going into this Street Slayer, we've seen a couple of games with this now. It is all about, as I said, if these two teams are equivalent gun skill, it is about predicting where the enemies are going to spawn, right? If you can read the map, if you have the sense and the knowledge to be able to know where the enemy players are going to spawn, you can preemptively position yourselves around that. And at the highest levels of gameplay, sometimes people complain in Halo that they get spawn killed. And I'm going to correct you right now. If you get spawn killed, you're not being punished for how do I say this? When you get spawn killed in Halo, you're being punished for dying before. Because if you'd not died before, you wouldn't have got spawn killed right now. So when you play Halo and you get spawn killed, don't be mad at the game for spawning you in a silly place. It's not silly. You're silly because you died. So you gotta think that really carefully. So if we can see, Degens, the team we just saw, if we get another team like that who can be preemptive on the spawns and they play streets at high speed, you're gonna find yourself in the blender real fast.
Yeah, and it's tough to come back from, too, because, like we said, they were very good at playing together. They were very good at holding each other's pockets. They were very good at team firing. They were very good at resetting and basing their kills or basing their trajectory off of where the spawns are coming in from. So, very much did we find the Lost City fam in a blender almost immediately, and that's a really tough mountain to climb out of. So, here we are with the Lightning and Goons, and we're going to see what kind of blender they can put each other in, because I don't know what's going on with either of these two teams, and I cannot wait to find out.
I think this is our final first round game as well. First round series. I think that's correct. Proud to say, Matt, here, that is correct. So the final team in our first round did get a bye. So that means that after this, we'll be running to the next round, where the competition will increase in difficulty and skill. But we're going to hop in. It's 360 X1. It's GOONZ holding out the subway right now. Camo is up in 8, but we've got a very strong hold of the mid-map by Lightning.
That was a really good damage coming in from center of the map from Lightning. GOONZ was trying to hold that far pocket, and they ended up getting absolutely lasered for it. Goten Super trying to do a wrap out of Red Room, getting some damage down, getting a kill. Is he going to push down the ramp and into the lobby, into just the full Crows? Oh no. Okay, looks like we've got Goon Squad just holding down on the low ground on into the map, and just based off of early understanding, it feels like GOONZ is going to kind of play it a little slower than what we were used to.
This is interesting.
Ooh,
this is
with a double kill.
Goten
Goten showing his Super Saiyan power. Is he looking for a triple? He sees somebody down there. He ends up getting a 2-shot headshot on 2 different players, trying to get a high ground, trying to get eyes on. That was so tough. And it looks like he's got the TIE Fighter on the far end, just putting damage down on on the Goon Squad, just ducking for cover. Ooh, run away. Got to reload. And he had his teammate cover him. Swifty almost got punished for it. Had to reload. And dies to a grenade. Oof.
Good cleanup on that kill there from Swift. I want to draw attention to something here, which may suggest what is going to happen. Gotenk Super is 5-0. For those of you that don't play Halo, Gotenk Super's emblem is the Onyx emblem, which is the highest rank attainable in ranked. There are different playlists where it's different difficulties, but you have to at least understand the game to some extent to get Onyx in any of those playlists. This is going to be the play to watch in this lobby, as far as we're aware in terms of stats are involved. In terms of the positioning, look how they're using sightlines to see where the enemy team is. They're using the sightlines to get crossfires that they're not expecting. Moving around here really safely. This is some good gameplay from them, but the 2-man push comes up the B ramp from GOONZ.
They're going to push into an arcade, but like you said, even earlier, Streets is a fast map, and the fact that Goten Super has 6 and 0 deaths on this condensed of a map with this fast pace of gunplay, that's saying something in of itself. It looks like we're gonna spectate 360, trying to put shots down, has to retreat a little bit, ends up seeing his teammate die right in front of him, and ends up getting back smacked in the middle of the map, trying to run away and trying to heal. It looks like somebody pulled invis. We don't have eyes on who that is right now, but Goten Super is trying to hold down the middle of the map. 8 and 0 again, just chomping it in. It looks like Sinister has invis, and he's going to play pseudo recon, I guess. He's standing right next to his friend. Has to dodge all the grenade fire coming in from the corner. It looks like GOONZ is holding down the arcade side of the map, trying to get a rotation, trying to team fire, ends up getting 2 people dying for it. Goten Super again throwing down damage from the other side of the map. He's now 8 and 1. Someone finally got a kill on him. We're gonna see what happens.
This is a strong start. There's no 2 ways about it. Swift Blains 8 and 0. Gotenk Super 8 and 1. This is looking real strong from them. This is not nice return to sender with the repulsor though.
I was just about to say we haven't seen that yet, and that was that may be a mechanic that people in the chat don't even know about. I mean, if you have a grenade coming in and you have a repulsor, you can shoot that thing right back to the person that sent it to you. So food for thought for those in the future, but that was a really good display of effective utility from the Lightning team. And it looks like a little bit of cleanup. Squirrel Master trying to get a lockdown on arcade. Looks like Goten Super is just holding down the other side of the map by himself. They got a full respawn over there in the low ground of the lobby, but it's tough because they want to play it a little slower, but right now they're at a 25-5 deficit. So we got to see a little bit of aggression coming in from GOONZ. We got to get a little bit of team fire, a little bit of team rotation. And it looks like they're maybe have stream on because they're listening to me. They're swinging 3-man all the way across the map, trying to get an angle. Looks like the Stiff Master trying to throw grenades down. He sees 2 people. Is he going to do something about it? Tried to. Dies for it. Got 1 person coming into the middle of the map. They end up getting collapsed on. BD and 360 both go down for it. And Red, I assume that's Red-Lightning. The Lightning coming in for a cleanup and full reset for the Goon Squad.
This is tough, right? This is rough if you're on the side of GOONZ right now. And it's going to make you pause for thought. Camo for Gotenk here. This is a big pickup with the lead that they have. This is going to make their lead even more convincing. At this point, you know, this game, I hate to be the caster that does this. Like, this is not, it's not fun for anyone to say, but this game is probably over. But if you're on the side of the Lightning, this is the opportunity where you need to be greasing chains. You need to be making sure that you're ready, because if you end up against the teams that we just saw previously that got a perfection on recharge, you need to be getting warmed up. You need to be hot, because the next games are not going to be so easy. It's nice to have an easier game, but you need to be respectful.
Trying to do another sneaky back smack. I'm sorry, I was quietly just watching him sneak around, creep around with the invis. Man, it's so tough too, because if I'm in the position of GOONZ, right, and I am, we need a little bit different of an approach here. We need to swing. You realistically need to. You see Swifty 12-0. You see Gotenk 14-4. I would absolutely try and figure out what they look like, figure out what their Spartan armor is, and 3-man bully them off the map, because those are the people that you're dying to. Those are the people you need to take out soon. And I think from a 1v1 scenario, you might have more of an understanding and might have more of a chance against Sinister and Scrollmaster. But then again, 7 and 6 kills versus 3-2-2-3. That's a tough play. But we need to see some form of team fire on this.
We really do. And, you know, there is the next map, and there is Aquarius if we get that far. But Halo is such a game of team firing. The kill times are slightly longer than other shooters. And your health recharges. It's all about playing together. You can really bait people with the team fire. Speaking of which, that's 3 players in tiers right
exactly
now.
What we need.
That's three dudes, man. You're not going to have a good time against that. But it's around 4 seconds for the shields to recharge. I think it's 5 actually. No, I think it's 4. I should know that. And you can, once your shields recharge, it is not possible to be one hit unless it's like a sniper rifle weapon. So playing around that shield, you can really bait people. If you take damage first, you can really use that information to get a recharge and then bait the enemy player into fighting you, and you actually end up with shields up against them if you do that.
Well, it seems like, at least from my understanding, we have 2 people on GOONZ squad back to the far end doing chip damage, and I would love if that communication, what a wonderful perfect for a running riot badge for Swifty. The man is an absolute demon right now with a 15-0. It is so hard to figure out who's going to stop him realistically, and it's going to take at least 2 or 3 people. He's going to end up I thought I spoke too soon, and I did. He ends up jumping out into gunfire, and GOONZ squad finally took down the champion that is Swifty. Oh my gosh, 15-1.
That sucks, man. The caster's curse, that's what you did. Yeah,
I did. I was talking him up. But like I was saying, you got chip damage coming in from GOONZ. And it's really tough because you need the other rest of your team to capitalize on that chip damage. 50-8. That's a tough match to come out of. I mean, hopefully we see a little bit more communication coming in from GOONZ squad. I want to see a little bit more movement because we have the suppressive fire. It's not necessarily that their shots are not hitting, because hopefully whenever we get into it, we're going to see the damage done and the damage dealt. And I just think that Lightning was just putting so much damage down, and you had 2 top frag people on their team. I mean, 16 kills, 15 kills, 11 kills versus 5-5-4-4. That's tough to combat, but you had either Beautiful Death or Water Diablo. Here we go. Damage. Give us your thoughts on this. Sorry, you're the analyst.
It's, man, like the even damage distribution against the team again just tells you that all the players on that team are a threat. All these players know where to put the damage. The damage deficit of 3,700 damage. Swifty Blains, the delta on that damage, that is disgusting. The amount of damage more that Swift Blains did versus damage taken is more than one entire player from the enemy team. So he is playing at a totally different level to his opponents right now, and he's running circles around them. And what is going to be really interesting is, fine, there's always going to be some teams that are more skilled than others, but when we get to this next round, these players that are hitting these 15-1s, these 15-5s, these 15-0s, they're going to end up in the same lobby. And you guys in the chat, you're not going to want to miss that. You're going to want to stick around.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, for this next match, I mean, if it goes the way that it seems to be going, we're going to have either Lightning or GOONZ, which are both good players, but edge a little bit to Lightning against Degens, who did that exact thing to Lost City Fam last match. We had a wonderful display of shot placement, accuracy, positioning on map, and team communication coming from Degens, and we're seeing a lot of those same player understandings and player dynamics coming from Lightning, and we're about to see them clash heads on this next round, so I can't wait for that to happen and tune in for the next one. But for now, we're going into Strongholds, and like we said before, this is a very different play style. This is a very different map. Do you think that we're going to find Lightning doing the similar holdout strategy, capping point A and point B, and just leaving the rest to the field?
Yep, if I was a betting man, that's what I would see, and I would even hazard is that if the players on this team are comfortable enough with the recharge, they may try to go for a triple cap and just completely crush the other team into the ground with getting them stuck on the long haul side of the map. That does happen even in professional play. It's not really a skill thing. It's more that if you can set up, like Halo is all about the setup. It's all about, like I said, playing chess. A big meme that people say in the Halo community is like Call of Duty is checkers and Halo is chess. So it's not about what you're doing right now. It's about what you did like 5, 10, 15 seconds ago and how that impacts what's happening right now. And the Lightning have that level of skill where they may be able to plan, set up, and execute such that GOONZ get triple capped on and they just get stuck in the long haul, which is the place that's on camera right now.
It looks like we're starting out on GOONZ, getting an early crash into the middle of the map. They got invis early, 360 in the corner, waiting for the invis to fully propagate, and he's going to try and make a run for it. He ends up getting hit with some random grenade damage out of the corner, which makes him obviously visible to the rest of the map, and so he kind of has to take a back foot. Wonderful runaway grenade coming in from Squirrelmaster. Dies for it, but he knew that someone was behind him shooting, threw a grenade, kept running in the opposite direction. A great bounce grenade from Swifty. I mean, that was a perfect display of where he wants to put damage down and how. And it looks like we're going to get a Lightning double cap off rip. And is it safe enough to go? Oh, Swifty ends up with a power rifle. Double kill, killing spree. Swifty, I can't wait to see what you do with that thing. And he does. He puts it again. Oh my gosh. This is going to be an absolutely devastating weapon in this man's hands. And I can't wait to see what the rest of this match looks like.
Yeah, and the Lightning are so comfortable here. They're not even going for the set spawns and putting GOONZ into the long haul area. They're just running at them. Slightly disrespectful. But at the same time, a showcase of the skill difference, perhaps. The Lightning looking really strong right now. The nice attempt from 360 there, trying to do something, but Swifty Blaine's just too much. Nice little sidestep with the grapple as well. Great escape. Definitely some high level gameplay, but he gets caught. No perfect for you this game, my man. Yet again, you are denied. And just like that, sometimes it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter what your skill level is. Everyone dies in 5 shots.
We've still got time for a perfect coming in from Sinister and GoTank, though. They are 4-0 right now. Can't wait to see what they do with it. But like you said, it looks like they're going to do this classic strategy of holding A site, B site, and just let it tick away, not letting Goon Squad get any sort of forward momentum on it. I will be curious if we see Goon Squad do a similar thing that we saw Lost City Fam do, where they trickled in, tried to get point A one by one down this long haul, or if they do what you wanted them to do, which was 4-man, 3-man swing on B and try and get that reversal. And one by one, they went down the hallway. My gosh. It's like they heard what I was saying and did exactly what Lost City Fam did on this last match, and just down like dominoes they went.
The tower push really sucks. Coming from C and pushing across that top walk, this catwalk area like this, it's such a choke point. Go for the over. He's got to get it. He's in the first overkill on the stream.
The extermination overkill. The man put him down one by one on the catwalk. My God, what a display of execution understanding of map, and just, again, holding down that ACAP point.
You know, we got quality observation here at KTM because the overkill, we're online for it, we're on board. We get that thing straight to your eyes. Overkill exterm, the entire team wipe before they're able to respawn for the extermination medal, and the overkill for killing 4 opponents within roughly 3 or 4 seconds of each other in rapid succession. It's 14-1 for Swifty Blains here. It's a double cap being held by the Lightning, 167-0, as Beautiful Death tries to get one on the board here. The snipe comes in with the shock rifle, but there's just too much pressure. This is clinical, Woody Paul. They cannot move. It looks like Rd-TheLightning here are just going to ride this one all the way to the next round.
Well, and it's such a funny experience. I mean, being on the GOONZ squad, going into point B by yourself, and then Lightning on height, hearing the point cap go down, and immediately 2-man swinging on top of you, almost like just descending on your head. What a terrifying experience in a corner that GOONZ squad must have had in that moment. But man, this is a perfect display of how exactly you firmly control these points. And it's tough because GOONZ squad, ends up getting a killing frenzy while he died for it. That's a tough thing to swing, but he's trying to do some arrow acrobatics. BD, the dancing shoes. Couldn't hit a shot placement. I thought he had it. And now we've got A and B again under the control of Lightning. 0 points on the board for GOONZ squad. What are we going to do here? How do we come back from this?
Do you want the nice answer or do you want the realistic answer?
A little bit of both. ¿Por qué no las dos?
You don't. But the thing here is what I would have liked to see from GOONZ is the 4-man push down long haul. They've been trying to push tower all game. Tower is not the good push from C. Look at the choke point, that door where we saw that overkill come through. That is such a small area to send 4 players just one by one. You've got to push long haul, and just like that, it's 250-0. It's the perfect game, but not the perfect KD. The Lightning win their first series by an absolute landslide. It's not even close.
And that's tough too, because what is the definition of insanity? Doing the same thing over and over again, expecting different results. We had 250 points worth of kills down the catwalk into A point. Why did we not switch the trajectory? Why did we not try something different? So hard to see, but man, did we see an absolute display from Lightning. We've got, hopefully we'll see the kills here in a second, but we had a domination badge pop up, multiple killing frenzies, multiple kill streaks. I think we had at least Swifty going 15-1 plus. I mean, what are your thoughts on that?
It really just shows that these players are like, there's calibers of players in here, and you know, maybe if GOONZ would have ended up against a different team, like maybe some of the teams we saw earlier, this would have been a very different story for them. Single elimination with no seeding, where you just dropped in, is a harsh mistress, and you've got to bring your A game, and sometimes there's just going to be another team that's better than you, and that's just how it is. The Lightning showing they're a really strong squad. I still have things I could criticize about their team. Perhaps they were very comfortable with their ability, so they were playing a little bit disrespectfully, which, you know, other teams aren't going to let them get away with that. Flight Crew ain't going to let them get away with that. They're just not. So they're going to have to be careful with that in the next round. And as I said earlier, you know, they were good at holding down the AB, but the really good teams understand how to break setups. And unfortunately, in this scenario, they weren't able to. But I think it's time to get to our post-quarterfinals.
Yeah, with the quarterfinals coming to a close, we have seen ups and downs on both sides of the screen. It's been a great series of games. We've seen some domination. We've seen some tiebreaker type stuff in the first game. Hopefully your favorite team still has a fighting chance in our upcoming semifinal round. Vanadam, what do you expect to see from our competitors? We now have CrunchyPickles, who we haven't seen yet, versus Flight Crew, who's had a warm-up match in, and we know that they're strong. And then Degens versus Lightning on the next round. Do you have any insight on these upcoming strategies, teams, or matchups going down?
I think I was talking about it earlier on, but the Lightning and Flight Crew are two to really watch out for right now based on what we've seen so far. Those teams clashing is going to be an epic. Whether it's next, we need to look at the bracket, or whether it's maybe further down the line if both teams manage to get that far, we'll have to see. But that is definitely going to be one to watch. But if you're in the chat with us right now, don't forget you can vote in any of the polls that we put on to show who is your favorite team and who you think is going to take it this evening for our Spartan Showdown. I think it's going to be Flight Crew, and I think it's going to be the Lightning. I think you guys all know that towards the end of the series, towards the end of the tournament, sorry. But one thing is that we know for certain, bracket's getting a lot smaller, the stakes are getting a lot higher, and now we're in the semi-finals. There's nowhere left to hide. So if you want those Gunners optics, you're really going to have to bring your A game for the rest of the tournament. Have you seen anything that stuck out this evening, Woody Paul? I think I've got one particular clip in mind that we had in that last match.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen some good teams. I love to see the power weapons. I love to see what Flight Crew's going to do, because we saw such a disparity in these matchups. We've seen two very dominant displays, but now we're about to see both of those teams. Well, not now, but later we're about to see both of those dominant teams face each other. So I think we've seen some really good gameplay, and I'm excited to see where this night goes. So if there's anybody new in the chat, for those of you joining us during this break, welcome to the Spartan Showdown. My name is Woody Paul, your play-by-play caster this evening, and in the booth today with me is my co-caster and European counterpart, game analyst Vanadam. Now, if you're new here, the Spartan Showdown is a single elimination league where our teams tonight will battle across pre-selected maps. And speaking of winners, speaking of people that are going down in history, tonight's winning team will be walking away with a pair of Gunner gaming glasses. Oh, just a second. We're in the... I need the semifinal break Gunners. Here we go. Oh, I love these. They're cold on my face, too. The winning team is going to be walking away with a pair of Gunner gaming glasses, one per player. They are premium gaming glasses, built to cut eye strain and keep your vision sharp during those long gaming sessions. Huge shout out to our merch sponsor, Gunner Optics, for taking care of our champions tonight. Now, before we jump into the semifinals, let's quickly recap the map pool, the scoring system for tonight's tournament. The first map in tonight's rotation is Streets, where teams will compete in a team deathmatch style mode called Slayer, aiming to score the most points through eliminations. Next, we head to Recharge, where teams will battle in a Strongholds mode, which we just saw, where they must capture and hold 3 objectives. Points are awarded for controlling 2 or more of those objectives at the same time. And if the previous match is in a 1-1 tie, which we saw in the first game, we'll move to our tiebreaker, Aquarius. In this map, teams will fight to capture the enemy's flag. The first team to secure 3 captures will be declared the winner and advance to the next round. Vanadam, can you explain to our new viewers how scoring works in this Spartan Showdown?
I can indeed. Scoring works like this. You're going to play 3 matches in each of your series, or up to 3 games in your series. Win both of those games, and you take yourself to the next round. If both teams win 1 each of those games, as we saw in the first series this evening, if you were here, that takes you to the tiebreaker, which is our Aquarius CTF match for this evening. But as it's a single elimination bracket, if you're unable to secure that win in the series that you play, you will be out for the night, and you'll have to go back and think about what you could do for the next Spartan Showdown, while the other team will advance to the next round. In terms of scoring for this, obviously, we've got Slayer on Streets, we've got Strongholds, we've got Capture the Flag, but can you explain to me how the teams score on these? Because for those of the guys that have just jumped in right now, they might not be too aware of how those work.
Well, it's 1 point per map, right? So best of 3. If someone wins Slayer and they also win Strongholds, we don't go to map 3. But if someone wins Slayer and someone wins Strongholds, then we go into the tiebreaker, and in previous case, we go into a tiebreaker of a tiebreaker of a tiebreaker.
Which we saw.
Which we love to see. And I hope that we get longer and more intense games just like that down the road. We've got a lot of talent coming in. But before we start setting up for the next match, I would like to take a second to thank our incredible staff here at KTN. These tournaments wouldn't be possible without you. To everyone in chat, go show our staff, ambassadors, and KTN partners some support in the panels below. For those of you interested in competing in our future tournaments, head over to our website, newly rebranded and newly rebuilt, ktn.gg, where you can find all of our socials, the event scoreboard, KTN merch, and our upcoming tournaments. While we give our competitors time to set up for the next round, we're going to cut to a quick break, so don't go anywhere. KTN will be right back.
Which one's your favorite? Mine's Tracer. She's like, cheers, love, the cavalry's here.
Before me, I see the future.
You know there's more out there, don't you?
Even the best journeys end. But a new one is right around the corner.
Totally ready for this huge grab with the anti over the top, though. Forehead just drops down off the back of it, gets the triple. Look at his positioning, though.
Oh,
it's a crazy positioning.
Room to kind of push in and close in on the point. A nice dragon comes across. Oh, picks up 3 eliminations on it. Massive dragon by Huazar, and then able to take out Kimchi before the res goes off. Games get won because simply of a Genji. Oh, there's that play of the game. Benji with the triple knockoff right there, and then picking up. So the Hottie's back at full strength. Bard gonna try to ult, get some damage off, and follows it up with elimination. Able to take out 3 here. You see just scubbling them back towards their spawn. Nighty Dog comes off though. He's got the blade. He picks up a couple eliminations. Well, Suzu Train goes down. Nice job, and then we're gonna demech. Oh my gosh, Benji popping off. Don't challenge him. Don't challenge him. Leave him alone.
Who dares confront me?
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Valorant Spike Strike.
To the Dragon Blade Arena League.
Welcome to the Spartan Showdown. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Marvel Rivals Champions Gauntlet.
Here comes the Jeff. Huge! With the
6 people with the
Just
Jeff
jump
ult.
off.
Let's see if he can hold it down. He's coming in. He's trying to push, but they've got.
Oh, Magneto! Coming in with the Here comes the supernova from Defeat.
And dropping it back. There goes the quad.
The Emma, the invincible woman, they saved it.
The Mixer, if they want to pop in they go. The Palpatine is there. They want to push straight through. Sova is in the smoke, and Mixer gets the first. Just full sending it. No fear at all. Miz goes down as well. Or back up, depending on how it goes. Goulet, though, burning the wingman, trying to swing out, get a pick, an instant headshot.
Oh my gosh! With the Molly too!
As Fornication gets tapped down. The 3 from Mixer, the slide out. Oh, Mixer!
Huge grab with the anti over the top, though. Forehead just drops down off the back of it. Look at his positioning, though.
Oh,
It's a crazy positioning.
So the Hottie's back at full strength. Bard gonna try to get some damage off and follows it up. Pulls it on the point. A nice dragon comes across. Oh, picks up 3 eliminations.
Oh, the shadow through the point. Are you kidding?
Hold the map. There's only one way in from that angle, so to get. Oh my God!
I'm gonna burn that. We're gonna go that res early. Oh,
Oh, shit, shadow.
oh my gosh, Benji popping up. Don't challenge him. Don't challenge him. Leave him alone.
Come with me now.
Welcome back to the Spartan Showdown. My name is Woody Paul, your play-by-play caster this evening, and in the booth today with me is my co-caster and game analyst, Vanadam. Our competitors are ready to launch into the semifinals. Now let's get right into the action. We've got some hot and heavy teams ready to play. Vanadam, what map are we going to start out with?
Well, if you've been on board since the start of the stream, or if you're just joining right now, this map is called Streets. It's fast, it's furious, there's not a lot of places to hide, and it's going to be an urban chaos for the next couple of minutes here. We're hopping in with Slayer. It's CrunchyPickles who got a bye in the first round versus Flight Crew. Looks like we've had someone crash out at the start of the game here, so we'll get that sorted, and we'll get the game back to you guys as soon as we know. Unfortunately, Halo Infinite being as old as it is, this just kind of happens. Like, it's not. This is not like a KTN thing. This is a Halo Infinite thing. This happens so. I'm not gonna say so often, but more often than you would hope. We'll get that sorted for you guys, and as soon as the game's ready to go and the lobby's ready to roll, we'll get you back in. But yeah, Streets. It's urban chaos. It's fast. It's furious. We got the red gun, which is like the alien sniper rifle. It's the stalker rifle. If you want to go into Halo Infinite and figure that out, it's 3 shots to the, 2 shots to the body, 1 shot to the head. Will wipe anyone out. And then we got the active camouflage in the middle of the map as well. So lots of wraparounds here. We saw in the earlier matches that, you know, some teams are really good at laying on that pressure, but Streets is definitely one of those faster maps. And I'm very excited to see this team that got a bye in the first round and see how they match up against all of our teams who competed in that earlier part of the competition.
Well, and to those of you that don't know, the only way to get a bye in a KTN tournament whenever it's available is to be the first team to register for the tournament, can confirm confirm all of your information day before the tournament. So that means they were chomping at the bit to get in there, which means that they are either extremely eager or very good because they've done this before. So I'll be curious on what it is going against Flight Crew, who we've seen. They were at our first Spartan Showdown a year and a half ago. They showcased in our first match today and went into double tiebreaker. And I think the person that crashed out was Cornbread, who we know to be top frag. It looks like he's back, according to production. But I can only assume that it was his girlfriend who took over his controller on the second match because she got mad. She tried to sabotage. That's my thought process. She tried to sabotage so that he could go to dinner. And then they ended up winning the third round in double overtime. And so now we're back. So that's my theory, at least. Cornbread can hop in chat and prove me wrong, but can't wait. We're back on the streets. We're back on CrunchyPickles POV, and I want to see what they can do with it. Queen Dove, as we go into it, an immediate sprint all the way to the far side. We got Cornbread taking height, getting a cross angle. It looks like we had CrunchyPickles kind of split the map. 3 going one going the other. It looks like they're going to reconvene on the center. Potentially go for so much damage going down. A double kill immediately. That's a 3-man down on Flight Crew's team. CrunchyPickles keeping it extra crunchy here. I mean, Mrs. Murdera. Is that like a play on murder?
Murderer?
Mrs. Murdera? Oh, Murdera. If you say it fast enough, it makes sense. Mrs. Murdera dies for it, but looks like she's got top frag. Simon Snipes also with a 2-man. War Dog with 3 and Invis. Looks like we're going to see what he can do with it. Missed the jump. Pressure. Trying to figure out that they're over in arcade. 3, 4. All 4 CrunchyPickles over in arcade. Is he going to get a sneaky? Is he going to get a sneaky back? Looks like he is. And he's going to die for it. Oh my gosh. I thought he was going to get a double kill off of that. I got excited. Caster Curse strikes again.
That's rough, man. But one of the really interesting things that happened at the start of the game is Flight Crew team wiped CrunchyPickles, killed all 4 of them at the same time, and then immediately following that, CrunchyPickles did the same thing back to Flight Crew, and that's why we're tied up right now. So that doesn't happen very often. That shows a bit of an overcommit as the double kill comes in for War Dog. Going for the triple kill potentially there, but that was a good safe retreat, and the teammate Magico comes in and saves the player of CrunchyPickles, who was in a bit of a pickle there. Haha, how funny am I?
Man, we're going to have so many puns with these team names. War Dog is obviously very warm. His shot placement right now is absolutely killer. Magico also looking pretty spicy. It looks like they're going to have a 3-man swing, 4-man swing. Killing spree coming in for Magico. Looks like they're warm as well. 5 kills, 2 deaths. Going to slide into the middle of the map. We're going to get POV with War Dog as well. 6 kills, 2 deaths. He's creeping, crawling, trying to get an interesting angle, and ends up in between 2 people getting shot down for it. Flight Crew trying to find some momentum. CrunchyPickles doing a good job of holding down each side strategically. They do a really good job of swinging together. I love to see it. It looks like we're about to jump. we jumped in, and as soon as something was about to happen, jumped off of it. Legend of Maw got the kill off of that. But it looks like both teams are doing a really good job controlling the environment. Magico with the invis. See if he dies with it in his hands, trying to run away, trying to get away. See if he does. And what are you thinking? How do you see this teams playing out? Looks pretty even to me so far.
This is really close, right? And this is unlike some of the other games of Slayer that we've seen this evening. Having the camo in your back pocket, as I've said, you got to play that UAV role, right? You don't want to be the person who's engaging. You want to bait the other team into thinking they've got the upper hand here. Legend of Maw hiding out in the PD here with the assault rifle. The P shooter gets taken out by 2 players. And it's a little quiet here. This is a really ballsy engage from Magico. They're definitely going to die from that. As I said, you do not want to be first engaged with camo, and you're going to pay for that with your life, despite having a 7-point lead. But all the nades are coming in. Conrad's doing a good job of living up here, but they had the numbers advantage momentarily. But Legend of Maw is dead, and Conrad's taking a load of damage.
Yeah, this is tough. I mean, seeing from the CrunchyPickles perspective, and a flying in. Magico, I think, I'm going to call this early, but Magico is aggro whenever they come and swing in, guns blazing. Double kill coming in from Legend of Maw, putting the shots down. And gets crossfired from across the map. But like I was saying earlier, Flight Crew is doing a really good job of swinging as a team, really controlling it. It looks like they're all on the arcade side of the map. They're all holding back. They're kind of poking, kind of prodding. Ends up dying for it with a perfect. My God, Magico knows where to put his shots, but we're going to find out if he's just, or if they are just gun heavy. Oh, tried to run away, tried to get a back smack. And he did, and he dies for it. And gosh, Legend of Maw, again, putting down shots. 7 kills, 9 deaths. Man needs to stay alive a little bit longer. But man, CrunchyPickles is racking the points up. We're at 33-23. They're creeping away at a lead. 10-point deficit, not insurmountable, but it's going to be tough with how coordinated both these teams are.
It is, and as the lead starts to pull away here, as CrunchyPickles start to extend this lead into 12, make that 13 kills with the perfect from Magico onto Legend of Maw, with the impressive scoreline of 15-5 as well. This is a great attempt at a wraparound. Maybe Flight Crew weren't as pushed out as they thought, but man, as the camo comes up here and we find half of the lobby dead, great fight here on Oscar's house. or trash, wherever you want to call it. If you ping it, it's Oscar's house. Reference the Muppets. Haha, funny.
That was also a great communication from Flight Crew because Wardog swung that. He knew that his teammate was in a fight on Oscar's house. And as soon as his teammate died, I'm sure he was saying one shot. And Wardog came over, swung that, and won that fight and got realistically what ended up being a trade. But man, this is tough because Magico and Simon Snipes, 16 kills, 13 kills. That's more than half of the entire kill rate of CrunchyPickles' team. It looks like they're putting it down and able to bob and weave, but it looks like Queen Dove is putting down initial damage, and whether it's Miss Murderer or Magico Snipes, they're doing a really good job of cleanup right here. I mean, that is gonna inevitably win the game because trades are good and everything, but whenever you're putting down damage and you die for it, someone needs to come pick up your trash. Wonderful, perfect coming in from Magico again. That's the 4th perfect from Magico. Shot placement is crazy. They obviously did some warm-ups or some God, what's the shot app? What's the game?
Where you practice your
aim trainer.
Correct.
Spectacular. Didn't even see it coming. 50 kills.
Just
snuck up on us.
The one. Where are we? We're surprised that they just that they came in that way as well. We're back. We're back.
I was locked in too. I was like, what are we doing? Where are we going?
The display of skill, man. That is a convincing win. If you're getting staked in the first game, remember that's winning the Slayer 30 to 50 at a minimum. Going into recharge, if you're the losing team, you got to really think about the game plan. Let's have a look at the scoreboard.
It genuinely, that snuck up on me. I mean, it was so close for a majority of the game, realistically. And then I feel like CrunchyPickles just laying it down, cleaning up the trash. Like I said earlier, you got Magico with 20 kills, Simon Snipes with 15, but you've also got 12 assists with Queen Dove. Like I said, she was getting, they were getting really early damage in and getting a lot of assists, getting a lot of early frags, and then Magico, Simon Snipes coming in with the final kill. But Queen Dove, kudos to you. I mean, the unsung hero of a lot of those firefights with 12 assists, that's nothing to be shy about. Damage. Tell us a little about what you see on the damage board.
I mean, look how even the damage is again on CrunchyPickles. We've had a few teams where like they have a player who's there, they're doing what they can, they're getting the damage on the board, they're allowing their teams to clean up here. Miss Murderer getting in the 1.6k so the team can capitalize on it. But look at the rest of the team there, 4k, 3.5k. That's a lot of pressure, man. And interestingly, if you actually look at the damage between the teams, it's not as different as you would think. And the reason for that is because CrunchyPickles' team was so good at cleaning up. It's all good doing the damage, but you got to finish the kills as well.
Yeah. No, and that's the good thing too. I mean, we know that Flight Crew is capable of that. We know that they're good at swinging as a team, but they were taking fights, they were getting kills, but they were getting cleaned up for it. And inevitably, that kind of landslide effect of those cleanup crew and the offset wipe of the 2v1 or 3v2s. Also, what's going to win a Strongholds match, what we're about to go into, is because that cleanup is so necessary whenever you're fighting over a point. Because if you're, say that Flight Crew ends up capping a point because they were in a 1v1 or a 2v1, but then you have someone from CrunchyPickles cleaning up, Flight Crew's only going to get 1 or 2 points, and they're going to have a 3 or 4 man death and have to reset. And again, those, even when you're dead, those points, those captures just keep chipping away.
Well, we've seen a couple of teams play on this map now this evening. We've seen the strats, we've talked about it. Chat know about it because I've seen them talking about it too. It's the AB hold. Who's going to get it? And is there going to be enough room on the map for a triple kill? Flight Crew now fighting to stay in the Spartan Showdown this evening. It's 1-0 to CrunchyPickles. It's game 2 of their best of 3. And Legend of More finds themselves the only player alive. Well, now the only player respawning on Flight Crew. No points on the board yet though, Woody Paul. Let's see if Flight Crew can take it to a game 3.
Yeah, and immediately go for a cap. And it looks like they're going to get it. So they're going to have the quintessential AB grenade coming in. The sticky grenade coming in from out of nowhere. They're just going to, it looks like they're going to just grenade farm. on A. This is going to be a really interesting map because I think both teams are very aware of the A-B point cap strategy, which means we will likely get what you were speaking on in the previous couple matches, is that quintessential 3-man, 4-man push onto B site to turn the tide in their favor. So hopefully we see some good gunfire going in on height with the assist with an attic. I don't know what's going down over on this side of the map, but that's some shot placement right there. It looks like we're going to have Queen Dove as top frag over on CrunchyPickles, and we've got Legend of Maw leading the pack over on Flight Crew.
I was about to comment on the positioning, man. Oh my god.
With a beatdown, with an entry punch up on gold, wasn't enough. Oh, but Miss Murderer ends up dying for it because she gets back up on the top. And they are just trading and swapping up on gold one after one after one, while A and B are being held by CrunchyPickles. 62-2 differential on the point scoring. Almost had a full cap on B and they end up clearing it immediately. AB still controlled by CrunchyPickles. What is Flight Crew going to do, and how are they going to do it in enough time to come back from this deficit?
Look, Strongholds is a unique game mode. In the KTM rules, the clock does count down. However, it's also the only game mode where you can score while dead. So if Flight Crew can get pressure on the map, if they can get 2 caps and they can just trade and trade and trade, just as we saw for a while in Gold there, where lots of players were getting traded out, they could take this. You don't necessarily need to strong arm the enemy team to win. It's about playing intelligently. And look, they're taking B now, and there's no response. It looks like they might be flipping it over. Camo is up. It's all to play for. Miss Murderer goes down. There's a gap in the armor here. Flight Crew have the opportunity to take the game.
CrunchyPickles trying to, I think they were trying to hold eyes on Invis on down low, but Flight Crew was way more preoccupied in holding down B and trying to get some points on the board. So gave Invis up for free. I think somebody on CrunchyPickles has it in their pocket, but we still see Flight Crew really trying to put pressure on it. It looks like we're going to get CrunchyPickles on a cap for B. Maybe not. They're getting 1 down, 2 down, 3 contesting with a double kill and a killing spree. Go off, Maw. We love to see it. That's 5 in the pocket right for him, but it looks like CrunchyPickles wasn't able to hold on to B. It looks like they're going to try and rotate out from A, and we're getting Flight Crew on the board. 92-38. They're chipping away. Now they have control of 2 points. They don't have the quintessential B and A, but maybe we get a swap. Maybe we take over A and give them C. What's the play here?
If you've destabilized the map by going C and B, that's totally fine. You can absolutely go for that. And it's the right play because you want to play, you want to push around from C towards the attic area where we're online here with Cornbread right now. Massive win against Magico right there, who has proven in the last map they are a very strong player. So taking them off the board for a little bit of time here is pivotal for Flight Crew's success. But this push here from Legend of Maw round to A, I'm not so sure about this. If there's anyone across the map, which there is, look at B, they've just taken it. He knows he can't push, so good to pull back. Little bit of control there, but now he's in a pinch position, and CrunchyPickles know that, and they're probably going to push round.
Yeah, and it's tough too because I think Maw and Cornbread were both very comfortable holding on to attic. I mean, they were playing that rotational strategy very well, which was giving them kind of bird's eye view over B point. But now that they've lost B point, they're going to have to regain that back. And Flight Crew can do it, but CrunchyPickles, a double kill and a perfect coming in from Magico. The man and or woman that you are knows exactly how to hit their shots. My God. A great display of form, a great display of map knowledge. They're going to throw some grenades and try and get them off of B cap. It looks like A, B, C. They had a 3-point. They had red bars chipping away at C point and B point. Flight Crew ended up getting control over B. C is next on the menu. And I love a charged plasma pistol. Get him down with the killing spree, baby. Magico showing them who's boss. Trying to get chip damage from all the way across the map. Looks like that Legend of Maw is going to get at least 1 point on the board. Maybe C. Who is over there? Who knows? It looks like Flight Crew is going to chip away 150-73. It's really tough to come back from, honestly.
Man, the 3 deaths there in the top of elevator as well. Queen Dove going out. Oh, that the stick! Oh man, the denial and the triple cap comes in potentially here. Oh no, the stick made it a trade. That's going to get reset. Legend of More here with good positioning, putting pressure on other parts of the map. You can take A if you want. We're going to stay over here. But he needs to get out of this position. This is really, really exposed. Despite the teammates pushing around to Whirlpool here on the right, as CrunchyPickles do the same and push through. That's 4 players down. 4 players down. The map's totally open. The friendly nade comes in on Magico, but CrunchyPickles now own the map. They need to get set up. They need to get locked in. And they need to try and close out this game. The triple cap comes in.
It looks like we've got Flight Crew over there on A site as well. Ends up getting A cleared, but man, War Dog really needed to stay behind cover and reset because he was wide out in the open with broken shields and an easy target because he was trying to push for B. Little back smack action, double back smack. Magico with the A cap, trying to get the teammate. They're going to go back for that quintessential AB, trying to hold it back, trying to get momentum going again. And Simon Snipes trying to put damage in through that bridge across. I think that this is going to be the name of the game for them. They may do a little dance, make a little love, get down tonight, but who knows what's going to go down on that bridge up there because it is so tough to track. So tough to see what's going on over the side of the map. But again, CrunchyPickles has A and B. We love to see it happening. What is Flight Crew going to do next, and how are they going to shift this momentum again?
Look, if you're in this position here, if you're Flight Crew right now, you really, really need to be intelligent about the pushes that you're making. Too many of these pushes are going through elevator here. And look, Legend of More's trying to run around to get A, but they need to be pushing long haul together. So many deaths going over towards this A side of the map. This is a cheeky push, but they know they're here. They're opening themselves up to get the map flipped. 2 teammates across the side here. 30 points till the end of the game. You got a full send into this. We need all the team together.
Yeah, and it's tough because you look at the scoreboard. You see Cornbread, Legend of Maw, 11 kills, 10 kills apiece. And War Dog, 16 deaths and 3 kills. That's tough to really come back from. I mean, even if that's a wonderful perfect and a double kill coming in from Cornbread, just like we were talking. He ends up getting the C cap, ends up getting points on the board because now Flight Crew has A and C. What are we going to do with that information? Are we going to try and hold it? He ended up moving back over to A, I guess to create some protection. Put the shots down. Magico trying to go. It looks like we're going to get some teammate action going on. BC Grim trying to hold it down, trying to keep them away. But they're going to get the A cap, and they do. Oh my gosh, if only he would have pushed a little bit more aggressively on that. I know he's trying to stay alive. I know he's trying to see and make sure that he has some footwork going on. But man, this A point is so much back and forth. And it looks like Flight Crew was able to hold on to it a little bit longer. Again, chipping away, almost 100 points, 240. They kind of stopped, kind of slowly getting back in the game. What are they going to do next?
The AC hold is not conventional, but it does work. If you can put your resources in the right place, if you can rotate fast enough and not just get absolutely obliterated by that nade from Magico, then there is position, there is time for you to be able to claw it back. But 50 seconds on the clock, and 3 points until the end of the game. Buddy Paul, CrunchyPickles have just locked themselves in to the next round of the competition. Flight Crew, while strong, unfortunately, are going home from this Spartan Showdown.
It looks like CrunchyPickles brought the crunch. Love to see it. And now both veteran teams that we saw from last year are out. And we only have new faces, only have new teams, only have new, maybe, strategies. But love to see it. Thank you, Flight Crew, for being a part of this. I appreciate your time and your effort. Love to see you guys back. Can't wait to see you in the next one. But CrunchyPickles, Simon Snipes, Mrs. Murderer, Magico, Queen Dove. What an absolute killer stack. And I love to see the power weapons go out. I love to see the shot placing. I want to say Magico had another 3 or 4 perfects on that. I mean, whoever they are, might be John Wick. I mean, the accuracy is out of this world. Got to give them their flowers on that.
Yeah.
5 perfects.
5 perfects. That's some good accuracy there. Doesn't matter whether the enemy team has the wiggles or not. You're landing the shots anyway. So you're going to be happy with that one. But look at the scoreline, man. 23 and 10 with 11 assists. Being part of 34 kills on your team. That's some presence on the map right there.
Yeah, that's tough. That's tough to fight against. I mean, 6,800 damage and 4,700 damage taken. I mean, they're doing almost 2x what some of the other teams were doing. And it's tough to come back from that whenever you're putting down so much damage and realistically so accurate as well. Because damage is one thing, but if you're accurately putting down damage, you're getting those kills.
Yeah. Speaking of perfects, double kill there. Magico got with that perfect. Again, for those of you that aren't sure, if you're not familiar with Halo, the perfect with the bandit is 5 shots to the Spartan. The final shot has to hit the head. The first 4 shots can hit anywhere, because if you have the energy shield on, it doesn't matter where you get shot, it does the same damage. So the perfect is 5 shots on Spartan without missing, final shot in the head. Not easy to do by any means, especially as the competition gets tougher, because as we advance through this competition here, through Spartan Showdown, the dancing shoes are going to get put on, the wiggles are going to come out, and players are going to get harder and harder to hit. So 5 perfects, very respectable.
I will be curious because we've got some Wile E. Coyotes in these next matchup. We've got Degens versus Lightning, and we've seen both of them perform wonderfully against teams that are realistically probably a little less equipped for the game. But now we see them go head-to-head in this next Spartan. So I know that we've got Swifty, Squirrel Master, GoTank Super. We did know that Swifty and GoTank Super were top frag on their team. Degens also had some wonderful shot placement, wonderful team composition, and if I remember correctly, they like to swing as a team holding on to pockets. So my favorite style of gameplay. What are your thoughts?
I mean, look, I've talked about Halo being a team game. I love a rogue player who can go in with the shots and just go against multiple players at the same time when there's a skill difference. If you have that type of player on your team, man, is that going to make a lot of difference. But realistically, it's the team player. And as I keep saying, as we move through the competition, you better hope that the team shot that you've been talking about all night is locked in, because if you're not team shotting, you're the one getting team shot, and everyone dies in 5 shots. That means that if you're with a teammate, you only need to hit 2 before your teammate hits 3. And if they do that, you will kill the enemy player. Not to mention the fact that with the bandit, as we were saying, it is 5 shots for a perfect, but if you don't hit the head, it's 7 shots in total. 4 on the shield, 3 anywhere on the player. Team shot rinse, super ring.
Yeah, I won't lie. Bandit's not my favorite gun. I'm a BR bust kind of person. So if I'm running around trying to hit shots with the bandit, you can wiggle your way out of my crosshairs 9 out of 10 times, and I stand by that. And it's not my proudest moment, but here we are. But if you put a precision rifle in my hands, I'm pretty good at mid to long distance. Or shotgun. Shoddy snipes, OG Halo 2.
Classic.
That's my meat and potatoes, baby. I love the game mode. But yeah, the fact that the bandit is not my favorite.
The old shotgun, I can't remember the proper name of it, but the shotgun we have in Infinite is the Bulldog. It's not the same. It doesn't fire like the shells like the old shotgun does, so it's 2 shots to kill. We actually have a lot of weapons that haven't shown up in this Spartan Showdown due to how the community, the guys competing, voted for the maps this evening. We've only seen the shock rifle on the map, the only real power weapon today. We've seen the stalker rifle, which is kind of like a semi-power weapon, the red gun on streets. But maybe next time, get yourselves involved, and then vote when the competition goes out, and maybe we'll get some maps like Livefire where you get the human sniper rifle, the S7, which is always a treat. Very hard to use, but my god, does that thing generate clips. So get yourselves in, get voting on the maps. Livefire, Solitude, and other maps have the S7 on it, but for this evening, it's the shock rifle showcase, and as we've seen already from a few of the players on Recharge, it has not disappointed.
It has not. I mean, we've seen some electric, pun intended, gameplay from that shock rifle. And especially on holding angles, on holding that AB, that quintessential AB with the line of fire over on that the bridge. Tough to go against. I mean, if you even 3 to the body and then quick swap to a secondary, one anywhere is going to take you out of the game and put you back on the loading screen.
This game is going to be a good one, Woody Paul. I hope these teams are ready.
I'm very excited.
Yeah, this is going to be a fast and furious one. Blaines and GoTank, they're going to be running around. Razround and Shapeshifter, they're going to be doing the same. If these guys run into each other, it's going to be carnage. First point on the board, first blood is Razround. Camo is up, weapons taught. It's the first game in our best of 3, Degens versus the Lightning. Say who you think's going to win in chat. Let's hop in.
Well, and people to watch, oh, Gotenks Super gets beat down immediately, and that's tough to watch because I was about to say, people to watch, Gotenks Super, Swifty, top frag on the Lightning team. We also had Shapeshifter with the shocking display with the shock rifle, and I cannot wait to see what happens. It looks like Lightning is kind of going down one by one. Degens are doing a really good job of kind of a 2v2 scenario, two-man swinging. They got high ground on the Lightning. Rain from above with a double kill. Shapeshifter absolutely decimating the Lightning from high ground, sending them back to the lobby. He's going to do it again with a killing spree. Put him in a coffin. Put him in a double kill again. My gosh, Shapeshifter, what are you eating?
This guy...
I can't understand what's going on.
Well, I'm going to break it down. The Lightning are feeling really hot off that last series they just played, and they are solo challenging very disrespectfully onto Degens, and we've just seen a lot of their players go down one by one by one. I'm going to let you get away with that. And while three players are down, Pivability finds themselves the last player alive with the red gun. The melee comes in, lost sight on that opponent there. That was a bit strange.
A little bit of a heat
That
check,
was the time
like
to
you
set
said.
up.
Yeah, a little bit of a heat check coming in. Like you said, Lightning being a little too aggro with no real intention, and Degens absolutely shutting them down early. The game is very close, 13-12. We got Gotenks Super with a 5-3. We've got Shapeshifter with a 8-2. Can't wait to continue to watch that unfold, but it looks like the pace of the game has slowed down a little bit. It looks like Lightning kind of got a dose of what Degens were divvying out. Looks like we're going to have Shapeshifter again with the double kill, sliding, bobbing, and weaving. If you can dodge Rich, you cannot dodge these bullets. Shapeshifter is going to put you back on the loading screen.
Is indeed. Squirrelmaster finds himself the last player there. Respawn's coming in from sub. They just respawned before I said it, but it's pretty clear they were going to spawn there because of all the blue players on the top side of the map. Let's go take Super down. Ammo popped now for Raz round. They've got the advantage here with the numbers on the map. Shapeshifter down is okay.
Ooh,
oh, the nade though!
Errant grenade coming in from absolutely nowhere. Gotenks Super has found himself on the wrong end of a firefight more than once. 5 and 6. Now have more deaths than kills. We need to get them to lock it back in, while Shapeshifter, on the other hand, 11 and what is now 4, ends up getting shot across the map. But it looks like we've got a little bit of a creep going on the Degens side of things. Put the shots down. Electra's going to chase them down, try and get them in a corner, and they do. Electra with 3 and 5. They're going to have Squirrelmaster chasing. Oh, he's going to repulse them away with Invis and going to die for it. Pivability coming out of spawn, trying to join the fray. Kill assist coming down. And a little bit of beatdown for a double kill on Razaround. My God, Degens are feeling good, and they're showing well.
I'm going to give you a secret here. Another secret, another tip from Vanadam this evening. So confident I'm talking in the third person. But the big thing in Slayer is assists, right? You've got to be cleaning up the kills together as a team. Hey, look at the assists on Degen. Electra has 6 assists and is only -1 in terms of KD. That is a lot. They have 18 assists as a team. Meanwhile, the Lightning only has 10. And they're 15 kills behind. That means that Degen is not only helping each other in their kills, but they're surviving because the Lightning is not getting assists when they fight together as well. So, need some closer formation from Lightning. We saw at the start of the game, they were running in 1 by 1. And as I said, through the stream this evening, better teams will punish you for that really, really hard.
Swifty with a good little wipe, though. Has a power weapon in hand, couple shots to the body, and then a cleanup on his team fight over there in the corner. He ended up saving a couple of his people. Gotenks Super going down on a 2v1. That's tough because realistically, whenever you're bobbing and weaving and jumping backwards, trying to retreat, it's tough to put shots on target and really come back from that. Got power weapon again. Swifty ends up dying to it. Electra from across the way. It looks like with a 40 to 27 point differential, Degens are taking a pretty comfortable lead, which means that they can either slow down or double down and just continue to steamroll without real consequences of having some kind of a kill creep come in, because a 13 point deficit, a 13 kill deficit, you can steamroll the last 7 kills and just run at everything that shoots and potentially win this game quickly. Little sneaky action and a perfect. Gonna get a double kill. Razaround, not messing around, trying to get this game ended quickly. 3 more kills for Degens to wrap it up. And they still have Invis on the board. Razaround with 12 and 8. Shapeshifter with 19 and 7. They're gonna chase him over in the corner. They're gonna get somebody over on ramps. 48 kills, 49 kills. Is Razaround gonna get the final? And it's gonna be Razaround with the final kill. Man, they were hungry. They were chasing. They smelled blood in the water. They had invis. They were invincible in their own mind, and they proved it. I think that the last 6 kills went to Razaround themselves. And what do you think of that performance?
It was a bit back and forth, right? Like, for a long time, the game was tied. So this recharge game, this Strongholds game we're going to go into, I think, I think it's starting to emerge which team may be stronger, but there's a lot of space for either of them to win it. And Shapeshifter with the 17 and 7 towards the end of the game, you can see at the top of the scoreline there, going on to 18 on the replay. Man, if you're having a game like that on Streets, and they had a great series before as well, if you're on the red team, you really need to be shutting that player down. You cannot afford to be caught out by yourself. You need to be forcing them into 2v1s. You need to be forcing them into bad scenarios by team shotting them, by going around together. Look at the scoreline, 19 and 7 at the end. Razaround as well, 13 and 8.
And like you said previously, look at those assists. I mean, 7-5, 7-7. That means that they were distributing the wealth. They were swinging together. They were putting damage down, whether it was across map or hanging onto each other's pockets. Damage dealt on almost every single one of the Degens teams is almost double what the damage taken was. So kudos to them for that display of staying alive, mitigating the damage taken, and throwing that damage down. And inevitably, that's probably what won them that round. But is that going to be enough? And is that going to be of benefit whenever it comes to Strongholds, which is a very different type of game?
Yep, it's all about that objective efficiency. We've been talking about AB all evening, but you need to be playing intelligently now. Like, there's clear slaying power on both teams. I was talking about in the last series, Strongholds is a game type where you can score while down. You can score while dead. So if you're holding 2 zones and you go for the trade, if you go for the melee, if you trade out with another player, that means you're still scoring while you're in the respawn, and they're not. So even if they're better slayers than you, if you can play intelligently, if you can get the trades, there's plenty of space for you to win a Strongholds game.
When I think what Degens are doing well, and what realistically may have won them that last map, is they break into 2s very well. They collapse on each other realistically, but they have this 2-man split that I think is going to be to their severe advantage on this, because that gives the map lockdown efficiency that makes that a lot clearer and a lot easier for them to do. So we've got Swifty coming in with the Lightning over on the side. They're going to immediately go push for A. They're going to potentially leave B alone. They might leave the Invis alone as well. Invis is kind of for free down on the bottom. Shapeshifter over across. They see that movement. They're going to go to protect A. They end up capping B. Degens end up capping B, so to get early points on the board. And grenade and an early kill. It looked like Lightning potentially got the invis. We don't see it popped yet. 2 of the Lightning players down. Swifty and GoTank Super down on the board, slowing down the play. Now we have A and B capped for the Degens, and it looks like the Lightning are potentially flirting with the idea of pushing into A point. But like we've said before, that's a tough push, especially whenever you got grenades and stairwell fire coming down. Someone was tinkering with the A point, but it almost looks like it's not going to be enough, because Electra is going to just put it in the noggin. And they're going to continue to hold on to A site. They're going to continue to hold down that top, and we will see what Lightning does. I heard the invis. Somebody popped it.
Invis is so core on this team, on this map. I keep saying it, you're the UAV, but it's so much more than that. You can affect the game so much by being that wild card, by being that unknown factor, and revealing yourself too early can really kind of lose the advantage the camo gives you. Having camo does not mean you go in, you fly in, and you do loads of damage. It means that you trick the enemy team into unforced errors. You put them in bad scenarios that they're not aware of.
What an interesting,
that is the power of the camo.
What an interesting little loop-de-loop. We had a sneaky cap from the Lightning on A, which gave them A and C, and then we did a swap skis on C and B, and now Lightning has full control over A and B. and are holding it down pretty successfully. Looks like spoke too soon. B just turned. So now blue team Degens have B and C with a little Guardian Angel grenade coming in from the skies. We're gonna see if they can get B back, but there's a little too much action going on over there. So maybe someone sneaky swaps over to C. Looks like it's a little protected, but maybe not. Oh, shots from the back. It was protected. Sneaky shots from Pivability over behind the pillar. And hear B? Hear B go for it. Get some energy with a back smack. Dropped from above. Lightning was trying to get it, but it looks like Degens is going to hold on to B and C now. And they're chipping away. 90 points to the 23 points of the Lightning. What are we looking at here?
Well, it looks to me like Degens is doing a really good job of holding the I'm going to say not the non-optimal, but the least preferred holds. You can still trap a player, you can still trap a team in elevator here. The challenge coming through onto B may flip the spawns up a little bit here, but this is a really intelligent rotation from Degens using the spawn they got to their advantage here to say, okay, well, if we can't have the optimal hold, we'll just take this one because we've spawned here. And now, Shapeshifter, Degen finds himself pushing in to regain that optimal hold, and the Lightning are pressured and taking that suboptimal C, and then someone falls, and he gets tapped. So, pure chaos here. Sinesta being alive is great, and they're getting the elevator spawns. This is a nice move from them. But this point deficit, what do you call this, is starting to add up. It's 100 points. Like, this hill's getting bigger and bigger. And don't forget, if they can't come back from this, they're going home.
Pivability with a really clean killing spree. I mean, I think that kind of went unnoticed with their survivability. It's tough because we have Lightning with a double cap. Oh, and they end up dying for it. They end up clearing it up, but they have a double cap, AB. But it's been really interesting. Degens had, whenever they had control of the point, they did a really aggressive thing. So they had control over either A and B or A and C. And then instead of sitting back on their laurels and waiting and playing protect, they really took the fight to Lightning, to those respawns. They pushed out and kind of collapsed on top of them, putting pressure and making it near impossible for them without getting kills to really kind of come back from that. Because Degens have the map again now.
Yeah, they really did. And that's a really good way of breaking that down, what was going on. But I want to draw attention to the kill line here. We've been in the game for quite a while, and the amount of kills that we've seen compared to the Streets map is so much lower. There's a lot of control here from both teams. They're opting not to fly in and throw their lives away, which is good. But Degens are really been handling, the map a lot better. The Lightning now with their hold, they've got a couple of players here around batteries trying to get some form of long-term benefit from the hold that they have. That trait, that melee kill right there, that was a really good example of when you do not want to run into someone, you have a shield advantage. They should have backed off there and they maybe would have survived or got the kill. The strongholds change hands once again. The respawns are going to come in there. You can see the red pips in elevator. They need to push around now. They have to go through gold. Going through C is not an option.
Yeah, GoTank Super has found themselves on the wrong end of more than one firefight again with a 5 and 10 ratio. That's really hard to come back from, and realistically had probably been dead for longer than he's been alive in this match so far. And that's tough because you're putting your team at a disadvantage, and you really need to... Survivability is the name of the game, at least in my opinion, for strongholds, because it's one of those things where it's you're playing protect the point. You need to be either putting down fire or controlling some sort of angle to stop the flow of traffic, which Degens have been doing very well on. Speaking of traffic, 10-car pileup, Razaround just ends up running into somebody over in gold. And wow, double kill again. Killing spree for Shapeshifter. That's the second killing spree we've seen from the Degen team, and they are putting damage down. Electra kind of hit a wall because we had a killing spree, I believe, from them. Maybe it was Pivability, but 5 and 7 is tough. Hitting those shots, they go down for it. Shapeshifter couldn't hit that 2v1, but man, the shot placement on that is pretty crazy. And it looks like we're going to get a sneaky little cap from Sinister over here on Team Lightning with the C cap. Maybe are we going to trade C and B? Are we going to keep Degens? And it looks like they did. It looks like they said, you can have C, we're going to take B, and we're going to have this quintessence of a point cap control here.
Yeah, and time is becoming a factor now. We've got 3 minutes left. We've got 30 seconds of holding time to win the game, to secure themselves a a position in the final for this month's Spartan Showdown at the chance for those Gunners optics. And it's been a great session for them. Shapeshifter 14 and 8, Pivability 13 and 8. The rest of the team positive with many assists or very close. It's been such a great showing from them with this. They're my favorite going into it. The Lightning were really strong earlier, but the objective efficiency here from Degens, the way they're able to rotate around the map and just pick up. Look at this, just pick up on the rotations preemptively while self-nading themselves. Nice one, Piv. But
good way to end the match.
It's just a good win. Yeah.
We love that. We love a little self-grenade with just a piece de resistance self-nade on the 250 point cap. That's tough. They did a really good job of controlling. They did a really good job of, like I said earlier, taking a lot of the fight to where they were spawning. So they were good at maneuvering and retaking points whenever they were allowing one side and they were retaking on the other side. But it was a very, you said it well, very low kill game compared to Slayer, but aggressive nonetheless. I mean, they were playing somewhat protective, but they were playing strategic in that protection. So let's break these score downs. A lot of captures going out, but an even amount of captures.
Yeah, it really came down to the way the map was being played. I think the Degens had a much better hold on where they wanted to be and when, and they weren't taking reckless rotations. They only rotated in reaction to what the Lightning were doing. Look at the scorelines here. We're saying that towards the end of the game. Raz around hitting the triple-double, 10-10-10. Solid scoreline. Nothing wrong with that. But, you know, the Lightning really tried. They gave it a good shot, and it's just unfortunate for them that the Degens are just so strong. They had a got to be intelligent about which of those strongholds that you're going to take.
When we've gotten some really strong fights, and I love, obviously that's how tournament play goes, right? Like, kind of the whole point is because we get the stronger teams winning, we get the stronger matchups later on in the night. So we're about to go into Degens versus CrunchyPickles. So the semifinals are done. The easy matches, they're all over. From here on out, only the top performers of the Spartan Showdown stand in the way. Vanadam, we've had some amazing gameplay tonight. What do you think is going to happen in the final matchup? We've got Degens versus CrunchyPickles.
Oh man, I think this is going to be close. I think it's going to be a bit of a bloodbath. I think this Slayer match is going to go down to the wire as well. This is definitely going to be like a 40-40. This is going to be all the way up till 40 close, and then we're going to see who can ice up under pressure. And similarly, we've seen a lot of really good objective pressure from both of these teams in their early games as well. Don't forget, those of you that are viewing as well, you can vote for who you think is going to win. The poll will be up, and you've seen these teams playing through this evening. Let us know what you think. Let us know in the chat as well. Who do you think is going to take this one and bag themselves the loot for winning Spartan Showdown? But Woody Paul, big question to you. Since we talked about that really crisp overkill that we got on stream, have you seen anything else that stuck out so far? How are you feeling about this? Because I don't have a favorite.
I think that there is a lot of very consistent shot placement going down. We've seen Magico doing some absolute dirty work on the perfects. 5 perfects in multiple games. Very, very good at putting it down, putting the damage down, but also Shapeshifter, an absolute demon, and doing very well of the exact same. So those are my 2 people that I'm going to look out for. I think both teams holistically are very good. Raz around doing some frag damage, Electra doing some very good damage. And then we've got, realistically, the unsung hero, Queen Dove. Phenomenal support, phenomenal amount of assists going down with that team damage. It's going to be really fun. I can't wait for what's to come next. But for those of you joining us during this break, welcome to the Spartan Showdown. My name is Woody Paul, your play-by-play caster this evening, and in the booth today with me is my co-caster and game analyst, Vanadam, who you just heard from. Now, if you're new here, the Spartan Showdown is a single elimination league where our teams tonight will battle across some pre-selected maps. There are no second chances, there are no safety nets. If you get 2 losses, your night is over, and we are in the final throes of all of it. Now, Speaking of winners, tonight's winning team will be walking away with a pair of Gunner gaming glasses, and I'm about to switch my lenses to whatever the chat thinks that I should wear for the final matchup. Lord knows I have way too many, so if you've got a favorite frame and you know anything about them, tell me which one I should wear. Now, before we get into the match, let's quickly recap the map pool and the scoring system one last time. The first map in tonight's rotation is Streets, which we've seen multiple times. The teams will compete in a team deathmatch style mode called Slayer, aiming to score the most points through eliminations, round to 50. Next, we head into Recharge, where teams will battle in the Strongholds mode, where they must capture and hold 3 objectives, which we just witnessed. Points are awarded to controlling 2 or more of those objectives at the same time. If the previous match is in a 1-1 tie, we will move on to our tiebreaker, Aquarius, which we have only seen once, and that was the very first match of this tonight's tournament. Hopefully we see it again. Fingers crossed. The teams will fight to capture the enemy's flag. The first team to secure 3 captures will be declared the winner and advance to the next round. Before we start setting up for the final match, I would like to take a second to thank our incredible staff here at KTN. These tournaments wouldn't be possible without you. To everyone in chat, go show our staff, ambassadors, and KTN partners some support in the panels. To those of you interested in competing in the future tournaments and letting people like Vanadam and I yell over your beautiful gameplay, head over to our website where you can look at our future tournaments, our leagues. That is ktn.gg, where you can find all of our socials, the event scoreboard, KTN merch, and our upcoming tournaments. Any person can participate. We have seen a variety of skill levels come in tonight, and we have loved every single one of them. So you do not have to be the sweatiest McSweaterson to play in these tournaments. It is community driven, and we want you here, and we want your vote. I've been talking a lot. Vanadam, can you give us a rundown of how tonight is scored and what we're looking at seeing?
I'd love to. If you're just joining us right now, Spartan Showdown scoring is based on integrated game modes in Halo. They've been in the game for such a long time. We've got Slayer, which is your deathmatch game mode. We've got Strongholds, which is kind of capturing points and bases. And then we've got Capture the Flag, which is exactly what it says on the tin. These 3 game modes on these 3 maps stand between each team and survival in the bracket. And each matchup is a best of 3. As you've seen, you win 2, you live to fight another day. You lose 2, you're going home with nothing in our single elimination bracket. We're just giving our competitors a little bit of time to set up for the final match. We are going to take a quick break while they do that, so don't go anywhere because KTN is going to be right back with that final and you do not want to miss it.
At KTN, our vision goes beyond tournaments. It's about creating immersive, unforgettable moments. So we're creating events that set new standards, raising the bar for tournament websites, and creating content that invigorates you. But most importantly, this experience is exclusive to the Kick Tournament Network.
Team to regroup. Oh, he's gonna ult on the Cloak and Dagger from the hallway, potentially end up getting the Magneto pick. What a phenomenal place. He's gonna get 3 for it, get the other Star-Lord. Is he gonna get 4 for it? He absolutely is. That's a 4-piece.
He's coming up, he's going for it. He lays out the shatter, he's able to pick up a couple. Double fire strike, 3 eliminations.
He's taking some great looks. He doesn't know exactly where he is. If I'm DJ, it's a 1v1. I'm gonna take this. And DJ takes him out for the win!
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Valorant Strike.
To the Dragon Blade Arena League.
Welcome to the Spartan Showdown. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Marvel Rivals Champions Gauntlet.
Here comes the Jeff. Huge! With the
6 people with the
Just
Jeff ult.
Let's see if he can hold it down. He's coming in. He's trying to push, but they've got...
Oh, Magneto! Coming in with the... Here comes the Supernova from
Just bringing it
Degens.
in and dropping it back. There goes the quad!
The Emma of the Invincible Woman, they saved it.
The Mixer, if they want to pop in they go. The Palpatine is there. They want to push straight through. Sova is in the smoke, and Mixer gets the first. Just full sending it. No fear at all. Miz goes down as well. They're going to send it straight into spawn. This is the most ridiculous ultimate in the game. Hit or backup, depending on how it goes. Goulet, though, burning the wingman, trying to swing out, get a pick, an instant headshot.
Oh my gosh! With the molly too!
As Fornication gets tapped down. The 3 from Mixer, the slide out. Oh, Mixer!
Huge grab with the anti over the top, though. Forehead just drops down off the back of it. Look at this positioning, though.
Oh,
It's a crazy positioning.
So the Hottie's back at full strength. Bard gonna try to ult, get some damage off, and follows it up, pulls it on the point. A nice dragon comes across. Oh, picks up 3 eliminations.
Oh, the shadow through the point. Are you kidding?
Hold the map. There's only one way in from that angle, so to get. Oh my God!
I'm gonna burn that. We're gonna go that res early. Oh,
shit, shadow! Oh my gosh, Benji popping off. Don't challenge him. Don't challenge him. Leave him alone.
Come with me now.
A new day is upon us. A new generation built to fight. Together, we are unstoppable. Are you ready?
Slay. Stronghold. Killing spree.
Claim the enemy flag. Return it to base. Ordnance drop inbound. The flag is ours. Please haul ass at your earliest convenience.
It's finals time, baby. We are in the final throes of tonight's Spartan Showdown, and we've got some good games to go. Ooh. We've had some good games so far, but my God, am I excited for this final showdown. CrunchyPickles and Degens. Degens have made their way all the way through 2-1 hand in hand. CrunchyPickles came from out of nowhere to defeat one of our veteran squads, the flight crew, and man, have we seen some really good, really solid gameplay from both of these teams tonight. I am so excited. Thank you guys for being here. Welcome to KTN. My name is Woody Paul, your play-by-play caster this evening, and we are launching right in to the Spartan Showdown Grand Finals. Thank you, Vanadam, my game analyst, for being here tonight, and my European counterpart. I know that it is late, and I know that we've been here a minute, but thank you for coloring within the lines of my rambling. What are your thoughts? What are your feelings? Where are we going to get into tonight?
Man, we've been on Streets a few times this evening, and these teams have played it, at least they've played it twice, and we've seen some great strategies from both of those here. So we've just loaded in with some interesting weapons here. I think we're going to have to change the game mode. but we'll have to we'll get that all sorted out for you. But man, these two teams, right? With Streets, I keep saying it's fast, it's furious. I keep saying that it's one of those maps where there's no space for error. These are the best two teams in the competition. These guys are going to be flying around that map. These guys are going to be looking at spawns. They're going to be holding the sight lines and be playing for that camo. And I want to see more of that Stalker rifle from these higher caliber teams, because that gun is so deadly with the faster time to kill than the Bandit and the easy availability from the bottom of the map. If you can utilize that with camo as well, free win. Free win. No one's done it this evening.
Yeah. And these are the teams that have the opportunity to do it, if we're being so honest. I mean, I love to see both the fact that CrunchyPickles came out of a bye and was able to take out Flight Crew very handily, might I add, who is no slouch of a team to be against. I'm excited to see what they do against Degens, because Degens have now proven themselves time and time again in multiple matches tonight of how they play the map. They are very warm. Their shots are very good right out of the gate. The consistency is there. The shot placement is there. The map knowledge is there from both these teams. And we are about to get into a really good competition. I am so pumped that these are the last teams to fight through. And at the end of the day, the winning team gets to take 4 pairs of gunner glasses with them. I cannot wait to well, I can't hand them myself, but you know what I mean. Can't wait to hand that off. Can't wait to give them that merchandise. We are on board with Electra. We're on board with Thrash Around. And the entry looks like they're all going to arcades, trying to get some crossfire going. Already down, 2 down. Queen Dove, Miss Murderer with 2 enemies and an errant grenade to take out Simon Snipes. Early kills coming in. Queen Dove again with 2 kills. Looks like kind of a 3 versus 2 scenario. We've got some early frags. Grenades coming in from all over the place. CrunchyPickles with a 3-man on the spawn. Pivability is going to try and take a fist battle in the cloak. It looks like they end up winning for that in a perfect right before they die. Wonderful trade, but hate to see that. This is just, I mean, it goes to show this is exactly what we wanted. Simon Snipes, we've got a lot of really good gunfire going down, a lot of really good map understanding, and this is going to be, like you said, neck and neck going into these next couple kills.
That trade, that was a double perfect. Both of those players perfected each other. Speaking of perfects, that was a 3 shots on kill there. A little bit harsh that Queen Dove didn't get the perfect, but man, I'm hyped. It's the final. It's the Spartan Showdown final. It's the first one I've been here for. These teams are really sending it. The flank from Shapeshifter there, shutting down that Stalker rifle. These guys really know where it's at. This is a great rotation from Shapeshifter, but does get caught out, but traded nonetheless. 3 kills between these two teams right now. Another melee coming in from Pivability, 5-1. Right now, best player on the map, strong starts. Hopefully they can keep it that way so they can try to lock in this win. I said this one was going to be close. 13-9 is only 1 team wipe away from being even. This is still territory where you have to respect the enemy team. And even if CrunchyPickles can keep them at their heads in the game, that's a great stick. That is a great stick as he fades away over the barrier there. They can contend with this all the way till the end. They just need to keep respect. We've seen Magico drop some ridiculous score lines this evening, but the team firing there was fantastic. 3 players coming up together there. Magico getting saved by the team. It's 4. They've got 4-4-4. We're almost tied up here, Woody Paul. Let's see what they got next.
As we're running through it, just the tie right there, 15-15. As we're running through it and we're seeing, kind of a 2v1, and there's a trade, kind of. It looks like they're going to push into it. Shapeshifter's going to try and take it. They're going to throw some nades, going to try and push them out the back, going to collapse on them in the middle. There's a kill down. Looks like their teammate is going to cover, trying to get, trying to hop away. Shapeshifter just got caught in a corner. And this is a great rotational advantage. Tried to pull, Prazaround tried to pull the invis, didn't go for it. Ended up Queen Dove in Queen Dove's hands. She ends up hopping in a corner. And early shots. Kind of a dicey location to be taking shots with invis. I think that I would want to take more of a covered area, but standing right now in the middle, trying to get shots down. May burn the invis.
Nice.
Ends up with a perfect. Love to see it. She said, not today. I'm going to stand right here, 10 toes down. Let's do it.
So breaking down that camo play really quick there, just while we're on a bit of downtime, they actually, Queen Dove actually held their shots with camo there to not reveal themselves too early. Now, the Degen player probably did see them doing that, but you don't get aim assist on players who are fully camouflaged. So it was a little bit of a close quarters fight, but the gun discipline there, the gunfight hygiene, as I call it there, That was really good to wait like that and not reveal themselves to the rest of the map until the kill was basically at that point in the back. So Queen Dove really showing why they're 10-5. Make that 11-5 right now in this Spartan Showdown final.
Yeah, and like we said, we've got so many top frag potential players on both of these teams. Shapeshifter, Pivability, Razaround have demonstrated their understanding and their gun skills. Simon Snipes, Magico, Queen Dove, obviously Queen Dove top frag right now. Double kill again from Electra. We got a 4 kill, 9 death. Need to clean that up a little bit, but man, we've got shots going down on both sides of this. Get a full reset. What looks like CrunchyPickles. They're all crowded. They're gonna go down to the slope on the other side. They're gonna push the arcade. They're gonna end up on a 2v4 kind of scenario. They're gonna clean up. Magico trying to bob, duck, and weave, and ends up dying for it. But man, a lot of deaths. 3 deaths coming in from CrunchyPickles. They all swung on that, and they're
oh no!
Murderer.
Oh,
from the grave with a stick, Mrs. Murderer just ends up hopping down the stairwell, and I guess one of the Degens just walked up on the grenade and ended up letting it stick to the leg. That's tough to see.
I think Miss Murderer thought that she had a frag there, bouncing that up, and then the spike hit the ground, but the second nade launching in. Get the stick, hit them on the leg. Nice nade again, speaking of which. Red gun in hand here for Magico. Strong weapon, gets the double. Is it time? Camo up. The
triple kill. Camo's about to go up. What is he going to do with it? He's going to duck into a corner. Did they grab? They did. They grabbed the camo. They're gonna sneaky snake around. Gonna get some shots fired with a triple kill in the middle. Killing spree. Magico showing the precision that we know so well by this time. Oh, and a missed shot. I thought they were going to do a sneaky snake. End up with an assist that time. Marked assist as well. Are they going to... Oh, I thought they were going to sneak up, be invisible. Looks like they're going to chase a kill. That's good communication. There's no way they would have known that that was going to be somebody over in a corner with weak shields unless their team told them. Man, we'd love to see it. That was really good playability. He's playing Recon now. Invis. Sneaky snake. Trying to get a wraparound. Ends up with 2 shots. Ends up with a perfect. Ends up with a double kill. Oh, and goes down for it. Magico. Love to see it. Love to spectate.
And flawless gameplay there from Magico. The discipline, moving away, moving preemptively, and then getting the 2 perfects. Like, it doesn't say perfect when you switch weapons there, but switching from the Stalker Rifle to get that last shot to get the 2 for 1. That's the reason why they're 48-38 right now. They've really pulled away with this at the end. Magico really just coming in clutch, having a great sequence. And just like this, they lock in their first win in this final. It's 50-38. CrunchyPickles showing why they're in the final here, even with the bye. Fantastic. Brilliant gameplay from them.
Well, it looks like we were right on the money. If they were first to volunteer, if they were first to lock in all of their credentials, hopping into this tournament, guns blazing, that's exactly what they've been doing so far. They are locked in. I mean, the accuracy coming in from Magico, Queen Dove, top frag for most of it. I mean, we're looking at 19 kills, 13 kills, 11 kills, and their deaths. Not a lot going down. I mean, the KD ratio Magico alone, 13. Shapeshifter, again, top frag, 15 kills. They are doing their due diligence, but man, Razaround, Pivability, Electra, we need to get those numbers up, baby. 2,800 damage, 3,000 damage. Like, what do you think of that?
Well, looking at the damage here, like, Magic obviously ran away with the game. Look at the damage ratio there, doing almost more. In fact, almost doing more damage than 2 of their teammates combined. But looking at the rest of the scoreboard, this suggests that maybe Degens are playing a little too far away from each other, maybe not able to capitalize and help each other as much. Shapeshifter, very much in the game, dropping a great damage line there. Second in the lobby, but on the losing team. So, you know, Degens may have to look at playing a little bit close together. We kind of talked about this in the last series. We even saw at the start of this match. You cannot play solo against teams in the final. You have to play together. You have to watch the flanks. There was I don't think we're going to get it on the replay, but there was a moment where Degens had an awesome opportunity to get a flank on the B Street area of the map. And instead of pushing around the bottom of Subway, they actually chose to push B stairs, which meant they only got 3 kills and they could have got 4. And that's just one opportunity where something didn't quite go where they could have got the full return on investment that they made. And it's moments like that which are going to let CrunchyPickles basically beat you in the game. And going into strongholds, that's going to matter even more. We've got to play intelligently. We've got to play quickly now as well, because it's a high caliber opponent. And we're going to make sure that we're not letting them get the free caps. And we've got to capitalize on those trades when we have the caps.
Yeah, and we have seen both players play very strategically on this map. I mean, if we're going back to Degen and Shapeshifter with that charge rifle holding down a site, I mean, it's gonna be. You can only do so much whenever there's that much damage being output. It looks like we're running directly in for Invis. Rise around, just throwing down absolute magical damage, getting Magico off rip, getting an assist off rip. I mean, that was a 2v1, kind of 3v2 scenario down there. And Degens are going to have to reset after that. They're going to get both point caps. They're going to get B. They're going to get a clean B, and they're going to get C. But it looks like that C is going to get challenged immediately. And like we said, Shapeshifter with the charge rifle. Looks like it changed hands. Queen Dove, let's see what you built like. Come on.
Degens going 4 down this early is not good. That's going to give AC hold to CrunchyPickles again. Not the optimal hold, but a hold's a hold. It puts points on the board. And with shock rifle in hand, Queen Dove is going on a tear here. Can they find the triple in the over?
Oh, I wanted it. The double kill was clean. It looks like they're hungry for blood. They said no to the point cap. They said, I'm going to chase this person down. Just a barely hair of a miss right there. Touch of a grenade, and it looks like they're going to go back to B site and try and get that clean. Maybe not. Try and get that. There's a half-baked B site going on right now, so we Degens are getting clean points. We need them to clean it up. Come on. And it looks like they're going to take a fight over to A site, trying to get a clean. Oh, almost get a clean 3. Queen Dove coming up from the bottom. Not going to do anything about it. Looks like Degens are going to hold on. Never mind. I said they're going to hold on to A. Caster's Curse again. Looks like they've got a clean AB. And we'll see what Degens will do pushing onto site. Because, again, these are both intelligent teams. I want to see how somebody comes back from this clean AB hold.
There's so much space in these lobbies for these players to manage the spawns on the map and play preemptively here. We're seeing a lot of reactive play. Teams reacting to each other's movements rather than trying to be predictive about their movements, and in that case the team with the best gun discipline will win, with a little bit of objective efficiency sprinkled in here. Pushing the 50-point barrier for CrunchyPickles right now. There's 2 go down, 2 for each team here, so there's an opportunity for maybe a little flip. Pivability needs to hold gold for the respawns on his team. That's a huge kill. His team not with him though. Split spawns coming in, and he's fighting a player on Trippy Corner down there.
Man, Pivability was some really good movement. I mean, they were able to kind of pull back, hop up, get some shots, take cover, peek, bob and weave. Electra going down for it, but it looks like they keep challenging B-site. I mean, Degens are doing... Ooh, that was a fun shot coming in from all the way downtown, just across map, just getting that one-shot kill. It looks like they're going to get a 3 cap from CrunchyPickles, just establishing their dominance. They're already at a 90-point lead to an 18-point lead. We really need something to come out of the woodwork for Degens. They were able to get that A cap. Looks like they're going to try and rotate around to gold. Looks like they're going to try and get high ground, but we've got Magico down on low ground right underneath A, and it looks like they might try and go for that swap.
Nice little hold here. Pivability is doing a really good job of holding gold. That trade out is fantastic. Stops CrunchyPickles from spawning up there. Look, there's another player from Degens up there as well. They're managing the map reasonably well, but they're not able to convert it to objective pressure. And the reason for that is because when players of CrunchyPickles are down, they're not capitalizing on the advantages in the space that they're generating. They have been now, but we need to see more proactive gameplay. Are they going to go for the hold like we saw earlier today? Are they really going to push it and go for the potential triple cap? But they've just lost gold. It's 2 players up now into gold, going for B from CrunchyPickles.
And that's tough because Pivability was, like you said, doing a really good job of holding that gold. It looks like Simon Snipes is going to go down trying to take over B, but man, everyone's just punching each other. Gold is the place to be right now. B site is the place where all the action is. It looks like Degens are going to get a clean 3, a little bit of a messy B site, but they might just take shots from across the map, get that cleanup. Queen Dove going down, and they're trying to do their due diligence to make their way back.
Oh, such a good flank. Sorry for the interrupt there, but just the awareness there to just flank around while their teammates were in tower. That is the reason why the score is the way it is. There was such good gameplay, and this discipline from Miss Murderer while they're coming up here. If they can take A, that's going to put them and set them up in the position of that optimal hold that we keep talking about.
That's an awesome rotation too from Miss Murderer and their teammate. I mean, being able to take that shot, recoup, teammate swinging in, taking pot shots, swinging back. I mean, that is exactly what I love to see. That's a perfect for Magico. Again, we need a perfect counter on screen for Magico and the amount of shots that they're putting down, because my God, putting on a clinic. Shapeshifter going down a little bit. Someone's got Invis running around. Want to see Simon Snipes being a little sneak, trying to go into B site. Getting early shots. Let's see if they can capitalize on it. Trying to get B site from them. A is slipping away, slipping from their grasp. Degens are doing a really good job of just holding it down. They're going to trade. We love to see a boxer. They're going to trade on B site. And Pivability is going to go down. And A is going to be released into the CrunchyPickles grasp.
It is indeed. The scoreline here, potentially not as close as I originally thought it was going to be. CrunchyPickles doing a good job of just keeping the pressure on. I said Degens not able to capitalize when they have the space. Shapeshifter finds themselves the last player alive right now, trying to deny that battery's cap. But in doing so and jumping down, CrunchyPickles are going for the triple cap, Woody Paul. They're trying to stick the knife in and twist it. They want this over fast.
Yeah, and that's really tough to do because it seems like Shapeshifter really hasn't found the momentum with the charge rifle like we've seen in previous matches. I mean, Magico, again, doing such a good job. 15-6. The whole team, 11-7, 11-8. It looks like gold is the place to be again up here. Shapeshifter trying to hold on. 2v1 scenario. 2v2 scenario. Didn't even see him in the corner, and they both go down for it. They've got control of gold now. It looks like Simon Snipes is going to take over B. Are we going to get flipped on their head? Who's over on C point? Are they going to have a three-peat? Who knows? Degens are coming back. It looks like they spawned over far C site, and they're going to swap over onto A. They're pushing up on A. They have two people over here on the far side. Electra trying to do damage. 1-11, 1-12 is a tough stat line. Tough stat line in a championship round.
That was a great flank from Magico there as we caught the back end of it, jumping over bridge onto the triple stack to get 2 kills in long haul and lock in that B and C setup. They know the spawns are in elevator there. That's good comms from them. That's the first time this whole tournament we've seen such preemptive play like that. That is what you want. That is going to win you, not only win you the series, but that is going to crush teams that don't have the space to prepare. And 3 go down. It's a 1v1 on the map. Who's going to win it with a shock rifle in hand with the duel that comes in? It's slipping and sliding. Can't get the shots. And they're hiding, Woody Paul. They can't get the kill. And I think it might be a kill. The help comes in. This is ridiculous.
Oh no, they tried to get a 4-piece. They were bobbing and weaving, trying to stay alive, and they did. Teammate coming in from around the corner, but man, Pivability had smelled blood in the water and was just jonesing to try and get a 4-man team down.
That was a good live up. That was good. We need to clip that. That was good. I like the live up bit. Man, the scoreline now, CrunchyPickles, 2 minutes left, 120 points ahead as they go to take B and C at the same time with only Shapeshifter alive. This is a huge fight. Trades it out, but then CrunchyPickles player cleans that up. Respawns in A now.
In mid with Invis. They're playing kind of a little more conservatively. Looks like a lot of fighting is going down over on A site. There's a pseudo cap over on C. We see there's 2 people over there. Mrs. Murderer doesn't see anything. Hopefully they're communicating to the team that they're going to have swings coming in from C. They've got a 1v1 scenario coming in over here. Looks like Magico has a little bit of height on that as well. A perfect again. Well, again from Shapeshifter. It looks like they got some of their wiggles out and able to put some shots down, but is it going to be enough? Degens creeping up on a baby 3-cap. Can they protect C? Trying to hold that 3-cap? It looks like not today. That's tough. Again, CrunchyPickles doing their due diligence of putting damage down and just getting back on the map. Looks like they're going to have B as well. Looks like they're going to have A as well. Are you going to flip this on their head and get a 3-cap? No. Not enough juice. Not enough juice in the tank.
I mean, at this point, Degens have really been thrown into the meat grinder. CrunchyPickles really showing that they are the favorites to win. The scoreline on their team right now is ridiculous. 40 kills on just 2 players, which is almost as much as the entire line of Degens there. Magico and Queen Dove's scorelines added together is very scary if you're on the red team. And as we go into these last parts of the game, they want to show that they're the best team in KTN by locking in the triple cap with 8 points left to win. But there's a challenge. Degen are like, nope, not quite late into the night.
Looks like that. It looks like Degens are gonna hold on just by the hair of their chinny chin chin. I mean, part of the phrase. That's such a niche thing to say, but they got A and C site. Electra just trying to battle it out. It looks like that we've got Magico again, 25 and 12. Tough, but it looks like they're going to go for an absolute domination of a 3-site hold to seal the deal. They're gonna continue to fight for C. We're gonna see what they do, and it's not enough. Looks like CrunchyPickles coming in, 22 kills. What an absolute masterclass. The precision, the team communication. Man, that's tough to come back from because, again, we've seen both of these teams do so well. Degens is no slouch. They know where to place their shots. They know how to rotate. They know how to take back those points, but CrunchyPickles putting on an absolute clinic on how to contain, how to swap, how to put on pressure. Let's look at that stat line. Give us a breakdown on what we're looking at.
I mean, CrunchyPickles really hit their stride towards the end. They were rotating preemptively, and just look at the scorelines, man. 47 kills on 2 players with 17 assists. If you compare that to the other team, like I said, they're almost out-fragging and out-assisting the other team. That's obscene at this point. Like, you're putting in as much work with 2 players as the enemy team did with 4. Obviously, along the team, like the damage and things from Simon Snipes and Miss Murderer will have definitely contributed to that victory, but just Magico and Queen Dove just showing why they're on the winning team there. Great showing from them. You know, commiserations to the red team. Pivability and Shapeshifter both had fantastic games and moments in Spartan Showdown this time round, and I would love to see them come back and compete again.
Yeah, it's tough to see because we had 2 phenomenal teams, but like you said, the damage speaks for itself. If we were to put Magico and Queen Dove in a Slayer match themselves, between the 2 of them, 50 kills is a tough mountain to climb out of. The communication was there. The pivotal rotation was there. Shapeshifter, kudos to you. Electra, Raz around, pivability. You did your due diligence. By no means are you a slouch. An absolute triple kill. Man, I can't wait to go watch that. I mean, again, the shot placement was there. The communication was there. What a wonderful final series to be a part of. And thank you to both teams for giving us that to watch and comment over. So, yeah, I am so excited because we've reached the end of our tournament. And it's time to crown the victor, which is my favorite part. Ladies and gentlemen, we have our champion. Congratulations to CrunchyPickles for winning the Spartan Showdown. Congratulations and thank yous to all of our competitors for participating in tonight's tournament. To our viewers, if you miss a portion of this tournament or would like to rewatch a segment, be sure to check out our VOD on our YouTube channel, join our Discord, follow us on Twitter, and sign up to the website to stay up to date on all future events. Links are in the channel description below. If you want to participate in one of our tournaments and be the next CrunchyPickles, anyone can sign up. You do not have to be a pro player, to participate. You just have to love the game. My name is Woody Paul. It's been an absolute pleasure casting for you tonight. Vanadam, is there anything you'd like to say before we sign off for the evening?
There is indeed. I want to take a moment to thank our producer, the Game Masters helping us with the matches here, and our entire KTN staff for making our community tournament possible. And I'd like to give a special mention to, to our winning team, CrunchyPickles, for the terrific performance. I mean, they really locked in towards the end. I talked about some of the analysis that you guys will be able to go back and look at the VOD on there, but towards the end, really stepped into their stride there, and they all played phenomenally. Big word. And we hope to see you guys compete again in the future. I would love to see some of these players who got to the end compete on different teams or even together to see how Spartan Showdown goes down next time. And to anyone interested in competing in our future events or leagues, remember, you can go over to our website, kicktournamentnetwork.com, where you can find all of our socials, the event scoreboard, KTM merch, and upcoming tournaments as well. As always, anyone of any skill level is welcome, and we've seen a lot of the teams here with a mix of skill levels and mix of players from different backgrounds tonight, which has made it all the more interesting to watch. To all of our community members who support us with donations, subscriptions, and anything else, we always appreciate your support, and thank you for making these community tournaments possible, and thank you for choosing to watch KTN this evening. To everyone watching, my name is Vanadam. I've been with Woody Paul. Thank you for tuning in, and we hope to see you next time on our next KTN event. Have a great night.